today, and I will tell you this, he is probably the best football field player that will be on the field today for the Green Bay Packers. That man is who we are going to be riding on. Him and Aaron Jones can lead us to victory today. I feel so good about this game. And then we're here at Lambeau. You know what I like here, Strophy? We're seeing all these people walk in front of us.
Yeah.
And all throughout the season, we've seen a lot of your opposing team. What are we seeing right now?
We're seeing a lot of green and gold.
We're seeing a lot of green and gold because this will be a playoff atmosphere for a playoff-like game for the Green Bay Packers. So that's why I feel good, because everybody knows what's on the line. Jordan Love shines at his big game.
The playoffs don't start this week for the Green Bay Packers. They started last week at Minnesota. And as you mentioned, Jordan Love went in there and the Green Bay Packers went in there and not only took care of business, but they dominated throughout on Sunday Night Football on New Year's Eve last week. Here we are in Week 18, the final week of the regular season. The Green Bay Packers return to Lambeau Field, their final home game of the season, more than likely. It's incredibly unlikely they get another home game. Do they make it into the postseason? The final home game in the same situation you faced a year ago.
Yes, sir.
A divisional opponent that's already been eliminated from the playoffs, who's been winning late in the season.
Yep.
All you got to do is take care of your own. Win the game, you make it to next week. You survive in advance. Last year, it didn't go that way. This year, though, a clean slate, the same opportunity. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, Kyle.
See, here's the thing. Last year, going into that game against the Lions, the Packers felt disjointed. It felt like a disappointing season. We had higher expectations of that football team. We didn't expect to go into last year's game being 8-8 in Week 18. We expected for the Packers to be a much better football team competing for Super Bowls. You fast forward and shift, expectations plays a big role in what you believe is going to happen. And when I say that is this, when you expect to be better than what you are and then you underperform throughout the season, you don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel confident. It's just another game. This year, the Green Bay Packers have exceeded expectations, and this is just another opportunity for them to continue to exceed expectations. If they weren't winning, if they were not going to win today, it would be disappointing for Packers fans. It would be disappointing for the guys in the locker room. But at the end of the day, they know they are building something. Last year, you saw the end of something. This year, you are seeing the start of something, and that's what I love about our opportunity here today.
I love it too, man. And it is. It's funny how different it feels this year, despite having the same record entering Week 18.
Yeah, I'm energized.
Both of these teams were 8-8 entering the final week of the regular season. Obviously, last year's team finished the season 8-9, missing the playoffs after a Week 18 loss to the Lions. This is an 8-8 team, but it's been an exciting ride.
It has been.
Right? And I tell you every week when we do this show, Kyle, nobody rides the roller coaster quite like Alex Stroh.
Yeah, you're worse on the roller coaster than me. I know I get emotional, but you get pessimistic.
No, I do. But I'm not pessimistic right now.
That's good.
Despite the sloppy win over Carolina 2 weeks ago, I feel like today is the perfect day for Jordan Love to say, hello, NFL, I've arrived, and punch his ticket to the NFL playoffs. We watched the Houston Texans do that last night.
They sure did. With
behind their rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud.
First play.
Who I like to call C.J. Stroh for the record, but C.J. Stroud nonetheless.
You guys resemble.
Yeah, we look like brothers. But they are getting that opportunity, right?
Yep.
They're getting the opportunity to get into the postseason, to prove they belong, get some postseason experience. I don't think anybody in the AFC thinks the Houston Texans are winning the Super Bowl.
Not at all.
But they've got an opportunity to make some noise and get some really valuable experience. And then next year is the year they probably put the AFC on notice.
That's exactly what it is.
The Green Bay Packers are the Houston Texans of the NFC.
They sure are.
They're a young team with a young quarterback taking the league by storm with the perfect opportunity in Week 18 to say, hello, league, we've arrived, and then survive and advance to next week. Yeah, that's how I view it.
No, and I feel like, I already feel like Jordan Love has arrived. And this is the one big beef that I have with a lot of people, is that we're sitting here and we're so concerned because he's following in the footsteps of a legend in Aaron Rodgers. But when you look at the numbers that he has put up this season, take Aaron Rodgers out the picture. If it was just any quarterback that was top 3 in the NFL in touchdown passes. And then in since Week 11, putting up the numbers that he has put up as well. Having his team in his first year as a starter as a quarterback in the NFL, a game away, a win away at home from making the playoffs, you would say that is a dang good quarterback.
Facts.
The reason why we are apprehensive to basically crown him as the next great quarterback is because of what the guys who he is following, his predecessors, were all tremendous and great. I'm telling you this right now. Jordan Love is great. He's already arrived. He's already arrived. He's top 3 in the NFL in touchdown passes.
Yeah, but this is also the lowest amount of touchdown passes thrown in the league in many years.
Oh, okay. Well, but in the lowest, he's the highest. And so what I'm saying is,
all right, I'll give you that.
No, what I'm saying is this: the dude is putting up numbers. He's performing very well, but more importantly, he has put this team on his back. All the odds were against him. You can't find too many NFL teams where you have the youngest NFL roster. You have no receiver, really. Bo Melton's been in the league more than 2 years, I believe.
He has, yes.
But going into the season, the main weapons that you expected to have were 2 years in experience or rookie receivers, and he's been able to play well with those guys and put up those numbers with those guys that, might I add, Aaron Rodgers ran away from because he didn't want to have to deal with young receivers. No. He resented that the Green Bay Packers didn't bring him in talent. Jordan Love embraced it, and he performed well.
Let's do one thing for a second, Kyle. Let's set aside today's game.
Okay, let's do that.
We're through 17 weeks of the season, 16 games. The Packers are 8-8. All you can feel is that this year was a massive success.
Yep.
You got your answer to the biggest question prior to the season.
Sure
is Jordan Love the guy? The answer is an emphatic yes.
It sure is.
Jordan Love is the guy. When you look at the plan entering the season, it was all about the youth movement, the young receivers, the young tight ends, getting rid of some of the veteran presence across this team. We were all pessimistic about it. We were all questioning what in the hell General Manager Brian Gutekunst was doing.
Oh, yeah.
But here we are through 16 games, and it's all coming together, even sooner than I think Brian Gutekunst expected. Bo Melton, who you just mentioned, was a guy I don't think a lot of Packers fans knew who he was 3 weeks ago. And what does he do on Sunday Night Football, a national stage in a must-win game?
Becomes the first Packers receiver to get over 100 yards in a single game this year.
Wow. That's a good stat. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was.
Bo Melton, 6 catches, 105 yards last week. Will he see the field this week? It's probably unlikely. But the best part about the atmosphere, Kyle, here at Lambeau Field, we have this guy behind us carrying a teddy bear and a Bears jersey upside down.
Yeah, bear down. That's what he's saying. Bear down.
It's missing an eye though. That's creepy.
Because he got bear down.
Did you cut the eye out? What happened there? Okay, yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's
very,
right. That's what he's supposed to do.
Kyle Wallace, Alex Stroh with you. It's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ. It's been a season of ups and downs for the Green and Gold. That can be expected with a young roster and a first-year starting quarterback. But something that shouldn't be so inconsistent should be your pregame tailgating game plan. Stop by your local store and stock up for your tailgate with delicious craft beverages like a few of Wisconsin's favorite craft beers from Three Sheeps Brewing in Sheboygan and Central Waters Brewing in Amherst and Milwaukee. Our guests here at the Tundra Trio in Green Bay have been enjoying these products at our pregame tailgate all season long. Make sure Three Sheeps and Central Waters are a part of your next tailgate. Alex Stroh, Kyle Wallace with you. Hopefully we will be joined by Tori Lowe, who was pulled over by the authorities. Coming up next, it's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service.
It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey.
Riding with you every mile since 1977.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, we have so much going on. We're still the place to be on game day, so catch the green and gold. Book a holiday party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Plus, we got great live music every Saturday night. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we pilot high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out qclubofwisconsin.com.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Back then, we'd spend nights in front of the boob tube. We'd take our same seats, smoke cigarettes, and watch until the station played. We all smoked in those days. If that was you then, get your lungs screened now. Surviving lung cancer starts with a scan. Learn more at screenyourlungs.org. This PSA was made possible by industry funding and guidance from lung cancer patient groups.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and with 620 WTMJ.
Sweet Daddy, you got it, let's go.
In Green Bay. There's my mic. Tyler Giddings, our on-site producer, really getting his money's worth today.
You probably want to turn it down a little bit, but you thought you put names out there, huh?
Should I redo my intro there?
No, yeah, why not? Why not? Make sure we're good.
Let's try again, Max. If you can crank the music back.
Yeah, turn it back up. Let's go from the top. Let's go from the top.
Week 18, we're gonna try that again. If we can get some music rolling, we'll just redo the whole damn thing. All right, Max, you good? Back in the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All Studios. Here we go. It's Green Bay Game Day, live from Green Bay, outside the shadow of Lambeau Field, alongside Kyle Wallace, Alex Stroke with you on 620 WTMJ, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison. It's Week 18. You'd think we'd have our stuff together. You'd think we'd be able to know when microphones are on.
You know what oh, look at that, it's on you. You picked up a different headset. You know what I did say? What did I say when he walked away? I said he is going to be when he gets more seasoned, he's going to be a prima donna when it comes to stuff like this. And look at this.
I'm already a prima donna. What do you mean I need to get more seasoned? I've done 18 of these puppies. My mic better be on by week 18. Just like Jordan Love, right? Like you should hum at the end of the year. That is not the case for our on-site engineer, Tyler Giddings, today, nonetheless. All right, here we go.
Shots fired.
Packers-Bears. Week 18, they bookended these games this season. Packers and Bears obviously opened the season against one another. A big Packers win back in Week 1 when Jordan Love put the league on notice for the very first time. Said, hey, maybe I belong. And here we are 17 weeks later, and the Packers and Bears get to do it again here at Lambeau Field. Win and you're in for the Green Bay Packers. A 3:25 kickoff today on CBS. You know it's a big game when Jim Nantz and Tony Romo are on the call, Kyle.
You know, I was thinking that when I was told that those two were going to be on the game today, I said, wow, that must really mean this is a big game. Because for me, it's just, Bears versus Packers. But if CBS is putting their prime time crew, their number one crew in the game, that's when you know this is a big-time game. And the Green Bay Packers have the opportunity again to shine in big moments. And following behind Jordan Love's lead, I expect them to do that.
I do too, but where are the nerves at for you? I'm a little nervy.
Here's the week. The week has been something where earlier in the week I was a little nervous myself. I was nervous and I was anxious because I was waiting. You know when you're like a kid who wants to go get a brand new PlayStation 5, but you got to wait for it to come out? That's what I feel like right now. I'm waiting for that new toy, that piece of candy, that excitement. I've been waiting for that, and now that we finally got to the day of, I am giddy and waiting for doors to open, kickoff to happen. I'm excited. I can't be anything but confident right now, Strophy. This is a great opportunity for your team. Like you said last segment, this is a successful season regardless of what happens today.
It is. So hold on. I want to slow you down right there, though. I agree with that. But given the way the expectations have changed, You gotta win today.
No, you
have to win today.
No, you
because
want
can you
to win
imagine?
today. You want to win.
No, you have to.
You're concerned
You
about
have
what
to.
Bears fans are going to say.
I work with one very closely all the time who you talk to.
Oh, he's insufferable. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, can you imagine that for 7 months?
I could not.
I'm referring, of course, to Jim Rutledge of Rutledge and Hamilton, weekdays 4 to 6.
He left
after
me
KBN
speechless.
on ESPN Madison. Yeah, he does that. He has the tendency to do that. And I could not deal with him for 7 months, 8 months, 9 months if the Bears end the Packers season today. When you look back at last year, and I won't compare it too much to last year, but obviously there's a lot of parallels to draw. This is another 8-8 team, another win-in-your-in opportunity at Lambeau Field against an eliminated divisional opponent in the final game of the regular season. There's a lot of parallels to draw. But when you think back to last year, Kyle, that one felt different than today. That one felt like, they've got this in the bag. They've won 4 straight. They're going to get in. They're going to be the team nobody wants to see in the postseason. Today feels like house money to a point.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Like a win is just a bonus. Then you get some playoff experience. You get in. But it also feels the same in terms of, man, if they lose, my heart's going to be broken.
It is. You're a Packers fan, man.
Yeah,
that's what happens. When you're a Packers fan, every week you want to win. You want to win every single game. Now, this game is different. Anytime you're playing a rival, especially the Chicago Bears, we have dominated Chicago Bears, but the thing about it is they don't care at all how bad they've been over the last 25 years against the Packers. All it takes is one win for them to get all happy and get all cocky, and we just don't want to deal with that at all. But as a Packers fan, you want to win every single game, especially when it's against the Chicago Bears.
No doubt about it. Obviously, a very big one for the Packers, a little bit added extra juice with it being against the rival Chicago Bears.
What are you nervous about?
All of it.
Like, when you say all of it, like, honestly, when you take a look at it, obviously, week one, throw it out because both teams are different.
Totally different.
Are different football teams. In my perspective, I think that you played 17 weeks, 16 games, and the Green Bay Packers have shown that they are a better football team overall than the Chicago Bears. But what are you concerned about going into this game?
3 things in particular. First off, I don't trust Joe Barry's defense.
Okay, we don't trust Joe Barry's defense. That's old news. We already know that we don't trust Joe Barry's defense, but somehow this team has found a way to win 8 games.
That's
Keep
true.
going.
That's true. I agree with that. In fact, the defense helped them win several of those 8 games.
Yeah, last week.
Last week being one of them, absolutely. Number 2, in the same breath, is despite Justin Fields maybe not being the quarterback of the future for the Chicago Bears, he still makes me nervous. His ability to use his legs. He can throw the ball really well, just not always super accurately.
Okay, yeah. Accuracy is a key piece that makes you an NFL quarterback.
Oh, really, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, he throws the ball really well. He's just not accurate, yeah.
Not always, but when he is, he's scary.
No,
he's played really well the last couple of weeks.
No, when has Justin Fields been scary? Scary is Lamar Jackson. Scary is what C.J. Stroud can do. But scary is
rookie
not.
Of the year.
Justin Fields is not scary.
He can be.
The only thing you're concerned about his ability to make plays with his leg.
The mobility, absolutely.
You're not concerned about him carving you up through the air. You're concerned about his legs.
But Kyle, you're acting like the Packers haven't been carved up this season by worse quarterbacks. They got manhandled by a guy that's been benched, Tommy DeVito.
But they've also
allowed the last time they were at Lambeau Field, they allowed the opposing quarterback, who was on his 3rd team in as many years, to throw, or 4th team in 3 years, to throw for a perfect passer rating.
I understand
and
all
4
that.
touchdowns.
I understand all that. That's the NFL, especially with the Green Bay Packers.
Exactly. So we can't just discount. We can't just discount Justin Fields' ability. I understand he's not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, but it doesn't really matter against the Joe Barry defense.
But what about us, right? What about Jordan Love? What about this offense? Don't you think the Packers offense can go and do damage against the Chicago's Bears defense? I understand there's so many things that the Bears have going right now, but hey, the Bears won 4-5. The Packers have also won 5-7. We shouldn't act like the Packers aren't a good football team. We shouldn't act like Jordan Love can't lead this team today. We shouldn't just sit here and talk about all the positive things that the Chicago Bears can do when the Green Bay Packers have had a better season than the Chicago Bears thus far.
I'm with you on that, but it's still a little nerve-wracking. Still a little nerve-wracking as the Packers 3-point favorites today against the Chicago Bears. We were watching the pregame coverage on ESPN. 5 panelists, 3 of them picked the Chicago Bears to win.
That's okay. I like that. They're buying
love being
into
the underdog.
No, I like them buying into it. I really do. At the end of the day, the reason why we had so much confidence as Packers fans for the last 20-plus years is why. What do we have?
Franchise quarterback.
We had a franchise quarterback. What do we have now?
I would be willing to say the Packers have a franchise quarterback.
So why should I change my mindset on this football team when we have the same formula, the same thing that we had before, and a team that performed well? The Green Bay Packers went on the road last week against Minnesota. I don't care about Jaren Hall. Jaren Hall plays quarterback. The Packers carved up the defense of the Minnesota Vikings.
That's true.
And then on top of that, Jordan Love consistently has shown that he has grown in every single game this year. What makes you think from week 1 to week 18 that Jordan Love won't be able to come and play well against the Bears for a second time?
It's not that I don't think Jordan Love will play well. It's more so the defense. And to be real honest with you, Kyle, I don't feel comfortable with the idea of a shootout. While I would take the Packers offense over the Bears offense, I just do not like the idea of a shootout. I hope, and I don't think that's what we'll get today, but as we've learned through 17 weeks and 16 games with this Packers team, it's really hard to predict what to expect no matter what game it is, right? I think back to when we were here on a Sunday night. It was Packers-Chiefs. We all picked the Chiefs to win big.
We sure did.
And guess what? It was Packers all day.
It sure was.
Thanksgiving against the Lions, despite the fact there was a waxing gibbous moon. You remember that?
I don't know. You had to astrology. I don't know.
The Lions are 0-12 on Thanksgiving when the moon is in a waxing gibbous phase.
Okay,
so we talked a lot about that in the pregame show on Thanksgiving. I thought that was a game the Lions would win big. And guess what? It was all Packers all day. So in a game like today, where I am confident the Packers will win.
I feel good.
I feel okay. I don't feel good. You seem a little bit overconfident.
No, I'm not overconfident whatsoever. I believe that this will be a challenging football game, but I do believe in the Green Bay Packers today. I just feel good. Like, is there anything wrong with feeling that your football team could go out there and compete and go out there and execute as they did the week before?
Is there anything wrong with that? No. But is it easy to just count it as a fact?
I'm not counting as a fact. I just feel good. Listen. Based off what I've seen from both teams, I feel like the Green Bay Packers are a better team. The Packers are playing for something today, actual something. The Chicago Bears claim they're playing for pride, but pride can only take you so far. The Green Bay Packers are playing for a playoff opportunity. They're playing for an opportunity to grow even more next week. So there's more on the line for the Green Bay Packers than what there is for the Chicago Bears, and this will be a great learning piece for my Packers.
He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Alex Strofe. It is Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ. Coming up next, ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Domofsky joins us to break down all things Packers-Bears here in Week 18. Win and you're in for the Green Bay Packers coming up at 3:25. Rob Domofsky joins us next. It's Green Bay Game Day on 620 WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
What's better than free? How about play free all year? This January at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in reward play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games to earn prize drawing entries. Then stop by each Thursday night in January to see if you're a winner. $400,000 in prizes is up for grabs. Over 40 winners each week. Yeah, free is for me. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and if you want to win at tailgating, you need to Bodify your beverage choice. Bodabox wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, so it fits perfectly in your cooler or trunk, and there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Bodabox is equivalent to 4 regular bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with Wine Critics Bodabox. This is how we Boda. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Bodabox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
Hi, I'm Dr. Armand Chichich, board-certified urologist at Metropolitan Urology Group. Guys, it's a fact of life. At some point, you'll probably encounter a men's health issue, kidney stones, prostate symptoms, maybe even erectile dysfunction. But did you know most of men's health issues can be treated as an outpatient or an in-office visit? Find out how we can help you at Metropolitan Urology Group.
Go Urology, Metro Urology. Real doctors, real solutions.
Ready to conquer the Midwest's premier winter playground? Then start planning a visit to Granite Peak. With over 200 acres of skiable terrain, Granite Peak has something for everyone. From beginners to seasoned pros, park skiers to mogul fanatics, and everything in between. Soar to new heights on their state-of-the-art chairlifts and warm up in the cozy historic chalet with roaring fireplaces and stunning views. A legendary winter adventure begins at Granite Peak. Don't miss out. Visit skigranitepeak.com to book your winter vacation now, and for more information, Granite Peak. Legendary winters, legendary fun.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for happy backyard birds. And we mean everything. Like over 100 different types of wild bird foods and bird feeders. This week, get a 25-pound bag of black oil sunflower wild bird food for just $13.99. Plus, join us Saturday, January 13th at 9 a.m. to build and decorate a free birdhouse with your kids. Create family memories and find what you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and with 620 WTMJ.
Good times, it's gonna be some good times. Man, we used to pull up and let them at that hood time. Remember, I used to grab on that, know about that.
Green Bay Game Day rolls on live outside the shadow of Lambeau Field here in Green Bay on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Alex Strofe alongside Kyle Wallace. Excited to be joined now by ESPN NFL Nation reporter. He is a state champion father and a state champion reporter. It is our friend and our teammate, Rob Domofsky, joining us here in Week 18. Rob Domofsky, my friend, it has been a long, strange, wacky, up-and-down season, but here we are with the same scenario as a year ago. Win and you're in Week 18 for the Green Bay Packers. How the heck did we get here, Rob?
I was just saying to Alex, to Lindsey Theory, who's our TV reporter for ESPN, covering the game this week. I actually think the season's gone fast. Like, I think the season's gone relatively quickly. The weird thing is, like, it could be over today, or we could be doing this 6 more weeks, or however it would be, for the Super Bowl. And to me, it's a different feel than it was last year. Last year almost felt like a last-ditch effort, right? Like, it was like this was the last hurrah at it. And, if they won, they'd make one more playoff run. This year almost feels like this is sort of the beginning of something. And even if they don't get in, it wasn't a lost season, whereas last year felt like it was a complete lost season. Now, granted, if they don't get in, it's a huge disappointment because you put yourself in this position where all you got to do is win and you're in. It would be a big letdown. But it just, to me, it has, a different feel than Week 18 last year.
I'm with you on that. So, Rob, I hate to derail here for a moment, but joining us now at the Tundra Trio is Torey Lowe, who was pulled over prior to the show. So he's a little bit delayed in his arrival. Torey, you all right? Everything okay?
Hey, look, I'm ready. I'm ready for the game. I'm ready for Packers-Bears. Hey, look, I'm excited.
Good. All right.
In spite of.
Where were you pulled over?
I was coming out of, like, what is that, Sheboygan or something?
Yeah, that would be right, yeah.
Oh, that's the trap, man. That's the trap.
That's the trap. See, you fell for it. Rob knows.
Hey, look, I nice officer. He just,
He wanted your, he wanted your autograph,
Once I told him I had to do the Green Bay Game Day, he was like, oh, okay, and then
he only made you half an hour late.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rob Domofsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day. Rob, Jordan Love has been just terrific. His arrival into the league and really the last 7 or so weeks. Only one turnover. He's third in the league in touchdown passes. The growth and development we've seen not only out of this offense, but specifically Jordan Love has been something special this year. What do you make of what we've seen out of Jordan Love, specifically since that Pittsburgh game?
Yeah, it's funny because I remember talking after the Pittsburgh game, and I'd be perfectly honest with you, everybody came out of that game thinking that, he had turned a corner and that was it, and I was skeptical. I really was, and I was wrong because that really was the turning point for him. Obviously the next week they go play the Chargers, and, and from there it's been, he's just looked like a guy who's completely comfortable. Not that he's not going to miss throws, because he has, and not that he's not going to make mistakes, because he still will. But he just looks like, I hate to say this, but he looks like Aaron Rodgers is back there. Like, even some of his mannerisms. And I remember early in Rodgers' tenure, I thought, boy, he does some things like Favre does. And not that they're like carbon copies, but there's just like certain ways they drop back, certain arm angle throws, just certain ways they survey the field. I think they're all similar. And obviously, the game is different, the offenses are different. But just from a fundamental standpoint, there's a lot of the same qualities and a lot of the same teachings that from the staffs that worked with those guys. So, I'm not ready to say he's going to win 3 MVPs or whatever, but I do think that this year proved one thing, and that is that they have their quarterback for 2024 and most likely beyond that. So that's the main question that was answered this year. Should they sign him to a 5-year, $250 million contract in May? I'm not sure if that's the case, but I think they should, have him secure as their quarterback for the next, couple of years, and then, see how good this thing can become.
Rob, when it comes to today's game, the one big question mark that we all have that really makes Packers fans nervous, it's not Jordan Love, as you just raved about and Strophy raved about. It's this Green Bay Packers defense and Joe Barry. Is this a thing where we know we know this defense is inconsistent?
Did you hear that laugh right as you said that from Rob? You just went,
I was just thinking, Kyle, how many times have we talked about this? Like, how I feel like it's been like
18 weeks.
Yeah, and you know what? In a lot of seasons, like, there's a couple of storylines. This year, there's 2. There was Jordan Love and there was Joe Barry. Like, that was it. And, like, I know where you're going with it, and I think you're 100% spot on to be concerned about that. And, look.
Give me some.
I don't know.
What did you hear from the locker room? That's what I want to know. Did Joe Barry seem confident that he figured it out?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I think the players feel like they've steadied the ship a little bit, and it's not sinking right now. I feel like they've come to a place where they feel like they have enough to get by, but everybody in there knows it's not going to be enough, like, for the next, for long term. Like, this is still, I don't think, put it this way, I was talking to somebody over the weekend with a pretty good feel for this coaching staff, and that person basically said, I don't think there's anything that can happen for however long that they play, barring maybe winning a Super Bowl, that would allow Joe Barry to be back as defensive coordinator. So it's a weird feeling, I think, to know as a player, though, a weird feeling to know that, what you're doing now is going to be blown up whenever this thing ends. But I do think the players are at least in a little bit better place. I do have some individual concerns about how guys are going to play. I mean, it looks like Devondre Campbell's going to play, and he was not very good, obviously, the last time we saw him on the field. And honestly, Isaiah McDuffie, who's not going to play, I thought he did a really nice job. What does Jair Alexander come back like? Does Jair Alexander come back and play like Jair Alexander of old, or does Jair Alexander go through the motions because he's still upset about his suspension, and I guarantee you he doesn't think he should have been suspended because he told us that he didn't think he would be suspended. So, like, I have a couple individual questions about how those guys, will perform. Preston Smith has been banged up this week. Preston has missed, I think, 1 game in his entire NFL career. So you would think he would be a go, but, like, how healthy is Preston Smith? Like, those are some individual questions and concerns that I think that you should have that go beyond, the topic that we talked about all year, and that's Joe Barry and why this defense can't stop the run, or why they are susceptible to explosive plays down the field. That part of it is a separate topic.
Rob, this is Torrey. You mentioned Jair Alexander. I say this year a lot of the veteran ideas have become either a distraction or had their own thing going in the media. With Alexander coming back, is that a plus for the secondary, or should they let the young guys go at it and continue to grow?
Torrey, that is an unbelievably hard question that if you're the coaching staff, that you have to make the right call on that. Like, you have. If you play Jair Alexander and he stinks and it's obvious that he's not giving effort, you've made a huge mistake. If you don't play Jair Alexander and Carrington Valentine gets, absolutely shredded by DJ Moore, then you've made a mistake there. Now, Valentine's going to be the one. He's going to play. It's Corey Ballantyne would be the other one, and Corey Ballantyne made a darn big play last week early in that game, right? So, like, it's hard to take guys off the field like that, but, I mean, look, you have. I say that saying you have to play Jair Alexander. However, if Jair Alexander doesn't look like he's right or doesn't look like he's into it, and you're down 10-0 or whatever it is, I think you got to make a move there. And I'll be very curious to see how that shakes out today.
Has Jair Alexander become a distraction in the locker room?
Doesn't seem that way, and I do think there's a lot of guys that kind of, even before the suspension, sort of just looked at Jair and are like, that's just Ja being Ja. Like, I've heard a bunch of guys say that. That doesn't necessarily make it right, but I think that tells you that they're not really losing sleep over it.
Okay. His interviews are just going to be a little bit more serious.
Well, he said.
I saw him say, yeah.
Well, but he didn't approach you all saying he was going to lie to you at all. Did he? He seemed a little bit more mature, right?
Just the comedic
side. He seemed contrite, but he also seemed like he had been neutered.
Rob Domofsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day. Alex Strobe, Kyle Wallace, Tori Lowe with you. Rob, I want to go back to something you said kind of about feeding the hot hand with the cornerbacks. I feel like you can make that case offensively as well. Christian Watson will play today. The Packers are hopeful that Dontavian Wicks will play as well. But you've got a guy by the name of Bo Melton who's coming off a 105-yard game and a touchdown a week ago on national television against the Minnesota Vikings. How do you see the wide receiver room playing out today? Are you just going to go to those top dogs and Bo Melton takes the back seat, or could they feed the hot hand a little bit?
The interesting thing, Alex, is that yesterday they promoted or elevated Grant Dubose from the practice squad to make him a game day elevation, which tells you that they're not sure all those guys that are hurt are going to play, or they know that some of them aren't going to play. So I'm not, I was pretty convinced that they were going to have the full complement of guys, that they were going to have Watson, Reed, Wicks, and all down the line, obviously Dobbs and Melton. But the fact that they elevated Grant Dubose makes me think that one or more of those guys isn't going today, which then would, get Bo Melton back in the lineup. And look, I think you have to find a way to get him on the field. He's not going to play 55 snaps like he did last week. But Christian Watson isn't going to play 55 snaps either. Christian Watson's going to play, 20 to 30 plays probably, which means, maybe does he get, 3, 4, 5 targets at the most. So there's going to be room for those guys to play, because you don't throw Christian Watson out there. I mean, miss a month or more with a hamstring injury and say, all right, you're going to run deep every freaking time we line you up outside.
Rob, I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't know if I was watching Donald Driver, the reincarnation of Donald Driver. We got a number 80 out there that looked like he deserved some minutes today.
There was a stretch in training camp where Bo Melton would make a couple of catches every couple of days, where you're like, oh, okay, this guy might have something. And Malik Heath is the same way. And there's been moments this year where Malik Heath has shown up big. I think the thing with those guys is they probably don't have the experience. Not that they can't do it, they probably don't have the experience where they've seen everything that a Romeo Dobbs is going to see, and he can make those in-game adjustments, in mid-play adjustments. Where he's going to be right more than he's wrong. And that's part of this game as a receiver is, they have option routes. They have these choice routes, right? Where if the defense does A, I do B. If the defense does B, I do A. And guys like Melton and Malik Heath, not that they're not capable of doing that, but they just haven't been in those situations enough yet to know that you can count on them. In a game like this, I do think coaches and quarterbacks are going to go more to the guys that they're a little bit more sure of from an assignment and execution standpoint than maybe they have, but unless it's by necessity, right? I mean, last week it was Bo Melton by necessity. I don't think it's going to be by necessity as much today.
It's a fair point. Rob Domofsky, you've been right the last 2 weeks. You picked the Packers against the Panthers. You picked the Packers last week against the Vikings. Rob Domofsky, it's prediction time. Will we be talking to you next week?
I'm not getting off the bandwagon now, Alex. I'm going Packers, and we'll probably be doing this.
Good stuff.
From, I guess it would be Dallas or Detroit. Yeah. All right, those are the most likely options. So we'll be probably talking then.
Let's hope.
I hope so, Rob. Now, my second follow-up prediction question for you is: will we be talking Saturday, Sunday, or Monday?
I think if it's the Cowboys, they play either the Sunday night or the Monday night game.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll write it down.
I think if it's Detroit it's probably not the Monday night game, and maybe it's like the afternoon Sunday game, the 3:25 game if it's Detroit possibly. I don't see it being Saturday, but I could be wrong about that. I guarantee you, whatever the worst playoff game is going to be the afternoon game on Saturday.
Okay, noted. See, this is a guy that knows what the hell he's talking about. Rob Demovsky, ESPN NFL Nation reporter. We appreciate you, Rob.
All right, guys, have a good one. Enjoy the game.
Will do. We'll hopefully be talking to you next week. It's Green Bay Game Day. Alex Strofe, Tori Lowe, Kyle Wallace with you on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin. Coming up next, who do you trust? Presented by Town Bank. We'll tell you who we trust entering the final game of the regular season. Packers-Bears, 3:25 kickoff here at Lambeau Field. That's next. It's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Watch your team compete on big screens in Team McSee's Sports Bar or the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook Room. Yes, you can bet the spread, parlays, futures, and more with Sports Illustrated Sportsbook at Island Resort and Casino. Your place to bet on sports. To book a game-time getaway at the Island, call 800-682-6040 today.
Join the Brewers at the all-new Winter Warm-Up Fan Event Saturday, January 13th. See your favorite Brewers players in a fun-filled live show and get early access to purchase opening day tickets. Don't miss out on the fun. Get tickets now at brewers.com/winter warmup.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Rick Papandrea. I hear so much about the subspecialties here at OAW. What does that really mean, and how does that differentiate OAW surgeons from others?
The main difference, I think, for us is a subspecialization that we don't just participate in, but we really embrace. Everybody who's here has done extra training beyond the normal 5 years to have a subspecialty. But we don't just dabble in that subspecialty, we focus in it. So if there's a problem in the group, a patient has an issue that's very specific, a provider might realize that issue needs the attention of that subspecialist. So what we do is we make sure the focus is on the patient and we get that patient to the provider that has that subspecialty focus. I think a lot of surgeons and providers will have a focus, but they will do it when they can, do it when it's convenient. But for us, it's really the priority.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
All right, most dope. Everybody please put a thumb in the air. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Green Bay Game Day rolls on live for the 10-3 out of the shadow of Lambeau Field ahead of another win and you're in scenario.
Yes. Go Pack!
For the Green Bay Packers, second year in a row. Didn't work out last year. Let's leave that in the rearview mirror.
That's in the past, man. It's a whole new offense, a whole new team, a whole new regime. It's all good, man.
Whole new frequency.
This is
You guys are really calming me down because I'm nervous as heck. I got to be honest.
No,
with you
should. As a Packers fan, you should be nervous.
You're not nervous.
No. Listen. It's game day.
You're as cool as a cucumber.
What else can I do, man? We have been waiting for this moment. This is the moment as Packers fans that we grew up and watched our team absolutely thrive in.
Yeah.
Since 1994, this team has basically thrived in these type of moments. And so I expect nothing different, but this is our opportunity to see what we truly have.
Yeah.
Will Jordan Love rise to the occasion, or will we have to wait another year to see if he can elevate to that next step? This is a big game because if you win today, you accelerate the timeline for the Green Bay Packers. So that's what you should be happy about. Be optimistic about what's going to happen.
But we got to get a W first.
We have to. That's the goal. That's the only thing we're focused on.
So many roller coaster conversations about the Packers.
Absolutely.
Ups, downs. This is definitely where we want to be at the end of the year. A chance to get in the playoffs, winning you in. A bunch of one of the youngest teams in the NFL. A lot of injuries. So, like I said, for us to get to this point, I'm just happy we're still in the playoff conversation. And today we can very much be in the playoffs with a win against the Chicago
we
Bears.
will be in the playoffs with a win today, baby. We will be.
They call them the optimistic brothers. It's Torey Lowe, Kyle Wallace,
because we brothers or because we black? What do you mean? What are you trying to say here, Strophy?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Kyle. Yeah, you got me.
Brother.
Alex Stroff, Kyle Wallace with here on Green Bay Game Day from the shadow of Lambeau Field. Time now. Play a little game we call Who Do You Trust? Who Do You Trust? Brought to you by Town Bank. Stop banking the same way and expecting different results. Start earning more today. Go to townbank.us/lock new rates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Again, that website, townbank.us/lock new rates. All right. I've added a rule to this game in recent weeks.
Okay, what is this new rule you added?
You've been a part of it, Kyle, but I appreciate you asking. You can choose anybody. It just can't be Jordan Love because we all are in agreement we trust Jordan Love.
Yes, sir.
So besides Jordan Love, Kyle Wallace, who do you trust?
Who do I trust? Listen, I'm going to keep it funky, I'm going to keep it fresh, and I'm going to keep it easy. You know who I trust? I trust Aaron Jones. I trust Aaron Jones, the running back for the Green Bay Packers, because in week 1, before he got hurt, he was putting on an absolute show for the Green Bay Packers and also for all fans to watch. Aaron Jones, since he has come back, he's getting more carries, getting more touches, and this team is playing better. In back-to-back weeks, he had 100-plus yards. He's looking for his third straight 100-yard game, which will be the first time that he's done that in his NFL career. I expect for him to have a big day, and I trust for him to have a big day today because we go as J. Love goes, but also as Aaron Jones goes. So I trust Aaron Jones. Lock that in.
I love that take from Kyle Wallace. I saw this stat earlier this week. I looked it up, actually. StatMuse, great website. When Aaron Jones has 20 or more carries, which he had last week, 20 carries, the Packers are 8-1 in his career. The only loss coming to Buffalo last year. Anytime he touches the ball at least 20 times, at least out of the backfield, they are 8-1. They win football games.
We ain't playing Buffalo today, fellas. I just want you. We ain't playing Buffalo. We are playing a beatable Chicago Bears football team. Give Aaron Jones the dang ball.
All right, we move on to Torey Lowe. Torey, who do you trust? Presented by Town Bank.
Dontavian Wicks. I mean, the guy is stepped up big time. I think that now where, when we talk about crucial moments where we need somebody to step up with Christian Watson not being able to play to his fullest ability that, due to an injury, I think Wicks has a chance to step in here to show that he's a prime-time guy for the Green Bay Packers. And I'm looking forward to seeing if he could come up with the big numbers today.
Yeah, it's a matter of if he will play, right? He didn't play last week against Minnesota, so we'll find out about 1:50 this afternoon.
That's if he's well enough to play.
Yeah, of course. And, the hope is obviously he will be, given that he missed last week. But we will see, as Rob Demovsky just told us. Grant Dubose, I missed this yesterday, was elevated from the practice squad.
I like too.
Somebody might miss today, and it might be Dontavian Wicks. It might be Jaden Reed. It might be Christian Watson. We'll find out when the injury
We need Jaden Reed today.
But I'm with you on that, Torey. Dontavian Wicks had a really good rookie year.
Right.
And as we talked about right off the top, Kyle, right? Like, when you look at this offense, this plan has come together, I think, quicker than anybody expected, and that includes the general manager who constructed this roster, Brian Gutekunst. This is a team who is really young. They're the youngest offense in the NFL. And the way that they have found their rhythm, found their groove, found their swagger, if you will, the last couple of weeks has been super, super, super impressive. So I'll stick on offense. I trust whoever is playing at tight end. Tucker Kraft, obviously, I picked in weeks prior. But Luke Musgrave, potentially coming back from a lacerated kidney today.
Yeah.
His first game action in about 2 months. And Tucker Kraft also has just stepped up tremendously in his absence. So I'll just take the tight end route.
I became a fan of Kraft. Tucker Kraft.
That guy's got some cojones.
He does.
I'll tell you what.
He brings a lot of juice.
He is
when he gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he's got some swagger.
He is the epitome of what Green Bay Packer football is about. You're talking about a tough, gritty dude that's not afraid to get dirty, not afraid to be nasty with you, but also has the ability to catch the ball and do something nice with it in his hands. Tucker Kraft is Green Bay Packer football. He's the epitome of it.
What does Justin Fields bring to the table for the Chicago Bears? We dive into that next. It's Green Bay Game Day on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and with 620 WTMJ.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The Saganiac Planning Fantastic Finish. March 25th, 1977, NCAA Tournament Semifinal. Marquette against UNC Charlotte. Marquette by 2 till Cornbread Maxwell tied the game with a 10-foot jumper. 3 seconds left. Timeout. Marquette had to go the full length of the court. Butch Lee with a long pass to about 10 feet from the Marquette basket. Looked like it would be caught by a Charlotte player. It wasn't. Jerome Whitehead got it. One dribble and an attempted dunk that was challenged. It went off the back of the rim, then rolled forward and down through the hoop. Oh, baby! Marquette 51, Charlotte 49.
Don't miss the shot when it comes to offering medical coverage to your employees. Saganiac Planning can coach you on ways to balance costs and prioritize care for your employees with coverage provided by United Healthcare. For more information, call Steve Fluellen, 262-783-6161. Steve Fluellen, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or its affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and with 620 WTMJ.
It wasn't for Wayne, it wouldn't be.
Who got it, new boo?
It's Green Bay Game Day rolling on live from the shadow of Lambeau Field on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin alongside Kyle Wallace and Tori Lowe. Alex Strofe with you. We'll be joined by Jason Wilde momentarily as the Jason Wilde Hour, very cleverly named. We'll kick off in just a couple of minutes. But before we get to Jason, fellas, my question for you is what does Justin Fields bring to the table against the Packers defense today? Obviously a really rough week one for him, but these are two very different teams than we saw back in early September. Justin Fields been better the last couple of weeks. The Chicago Bears have been better the last couple of weeks. I mentioned earlier he makes me a little nervous given the mobility factor, but in your eyes, what does Justin Fields bring to the table today against the Joe Barry-led Packers defense?
You know what Tommy DeVito did? Tommy DeVito is basically giving Green Bay Packers fans nightmares, because now that Tommy DeVito was able to carve your defense up and run up the middle on you and basically keep plays alive and move the chains, it is now making Packers fans so nervous to go against any mobile quarterback. I understand that this Joe Barry defense is not great and understand what Justin Fields can do with his legs, so that's why everybody's concerned about Justin Fields. It's not about what he can do with his arm. It's about what he can do with his legs. So am I concerned about it? Yes. But my hope is having Quay Walker did not play in that Giants game. And maybe Devondre Campbell, who will be playing today, hopefully he steps up and plays at that all-pro level or just plays well today. I think the Green Bay Packers will be okay. We can get pressure against them today. We can throw Justin Fields off. But my biggest concern for Justin Fields is what he can do with his legs and his mobility. But also, his downside is the fact that he can take some sacks. He also could fumble the ball as well. And the Green Bay Packers, as Preston Smith plays today, I feel good about what we can bring back.
For some turnovers, I feel like he'll be in a good spot. And that might wind Justin Fields up in a different spot next year.
It will. And here's the thing. It's not like Justin Fields is unflappable. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him go through his ups and his downs. If you can make him make some bad plays, some poor decisions, that plays well for the Green Bay Packers. So I the fact that we're talking about concern about Justin Fields, right? He's just an okay guy.
But how am I alone in that? Tommy DeVito's just an okay guy. Baker Mayfield's just an okay guy.
That's what Tommy DeVito has done to us in Joe Barry.
I'll just say this. Justin Fields is trying to create a resume for next year because he may not even be in Chicago.
I would assume
I think he's trying to be. This is a resume builder for him. If he does great, he could get teams to probably get a chance at another team. I'll say this:
you writing them off.
well, you know,
there's a lot of Fields jerseys out here.
This is what's coming through the wires. He has to perform well today, and if he does perform well today, he may have an opportunity to go somewhere else.
So wow.
I'll tell you this: what I'm worried about is has the defense of Green Bay have they come to the point where they were said they were overrated? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would have a chip on my shoulder if I came into this game. Playoffs on the line, the shaky season we had, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde season that the Packers defense has had. You don't know what defense is going to show up, and this is the game to make a point. If Joe Barry wants to make sure that he solidifies his position for next year, if that's possible,
hold on,
if that's possible, they have to show up.
Wait a minute.
I feel like Shaquille O'Neal inside the NBA right now. I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I can't say I anticipated a Jekyll and Hyde reference.
Hold on. You said this is a resume game for Justin Fields. Right. This is a resume game for Joe Barry because he ain't coming back next year. He's just trying to build that resume.
I love it. Green Bay Game Day on WTOJ and ESPN Wisconsin. Coming up next, it is the wonderfully titled, and hopefully not the last version of this season, Jason Wilde Hour with the great Jason Wilde. That's coming up in 2 minutes. It's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Even when the weather outside is frightful, your energy bill could be much more delightful. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry, designed to keep the cold outside where it belongs. You'll help kick the January blues when you choose to book by the 31st for 0% interest up to 36 months. You heard that right. No interest for up to 36 months if you book by January 31st. Pella's premium wood windows and patio doors feature distinguished craftsmanship and nearly endless possibilities, with maximum design flexibility in dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Hurry! To get the 0% interest up to 36 months, you have to book by January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you. We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We are also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Party people!
It's time to get this tailgate started and get you ready for the green and gold game. This is Green Bay Game Day, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live outside the south end zone of Lambeau Field. Here's Alex Stroh, Kyle Wallace, Tori Lowe, and Jason Wilde.
From the shadow of Lambeau Field, it is Green Bay Game Day on 620 WTMJ, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, and you heard it right. Not only am I, Alex Stroh, joined by the great Tori Lowe, who was pulled over by the authorities on his way here.
Hey, they can't stop the pack. They can't stop the energy. Nope. Pulled over Wild Pat.
Not only
DWP instead of DWB.
Not only am I alongside.
Am I allowed to say that?
The brilliant optimism
of course.
of Kyle Wallace. We are now joined by the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year. You hear him each and every weekday from 9 to noon alongside the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. It is our friend, the great Jason Wilde. What's up, Wilde? How are you?
I'm leaving.
Why?
I really like Kyle Wallace. I'll be very clear.
Thank you, Jason.
No,
But
I don't think this is going somewhere good.
He said something to me moments ago that made me think, have I misjudged him this entire time I've known him?
Go on.
So we've got some cookies over here, and as you can tell, I love a good cookie. And Kyle Wallace says, they got oatmeal raisin over there?
That's your
Who
flavor?
wants oatmeal raisin cookies?
Oatmeal raisin.
That's crazy. I'm with you.
It's a delicious cookie.
That's a bad take.
I literally was looking over there for it earlier, but I had to get back.
No,
Jason
wait a minute.
I said,
So you're telling me you're the type of guy that bites into a chocolate chip cookie and you're like, damn, man, I really wanted an oatmeal raisin cookie.
I actually did end up with the chocolate chip, but out of disappointment that there was no oatmeal. Oatmeal raisin is so good.
That's
it's sweet.
crazy.
You get some nice raisins as well, some oats. I mean, it's probably healthy
Some
too.
oats?
And it's
Yeah, that's what everybody wants in their sweets.
I understand we have a lot of football to talk about, but how about a chocolate chip oatmeal cookie then? Raisins in the cookie? No!
I like it. I like what I like.
Look, chocolate chip cookies
think it
are
makes it
America's
healthy?
number one
It
cookie.
makes it delicious.
Chocolate chips are America's number one cookie. And at tailgates, you got to have a chocolate chip cookie.
Are you an oatmeal raisin guy? No, me neither.
Is this an attack on
I'm gonna
oatmeal? Are we
throw
saying?
up.
Are we
It's an attack on you?
Are we just surprised? Do you guys not just like it at all, or is it just because of the
No.
fact that I asked? Well, okay, all
No,
right.
both of the above.
Oh, wow.
I
This
don't
is
like.
news to me.
I don't like oatmeal, and I don't like raisins.
Well, I'll
and
finish-
together, I certainly don't like them.
I'll finish with this. When you go buy grandma's cookies from the store, which one do you always love to get?
Molasses.
Oh, okay.
Snickerdoodle?
I'll only get. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm the only one that gets the purple pack. I see. Okay, all right. Well, I love oatmeal raisin.
You are a crazy individual. All right, Jason. It's been a wild 364 days since the Green Bay Packers played right there at Lambeau Field against the Detroit Lions in the same situation they face today. A win and you're in game against a divisional opponent who's been eliminated from playoff contention. Here we are. New quarterback. Really a new offense.
Yep.
It is a very different team facing the same scenario. Is this a team that's looking back on last year's scenario, or are they just ignoring that and focusing on Week 18 against the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I don't think it was just coach speak when Matt LaFleur said, look, that was a different team, that was a different year, it was a different season. It was. And there's a different vibe, too, right? And I know that some of the things that Aaron Rodgers says on the Pat McAfee show make people like him less, sometimes including me. And so I know it's fashionable now to look back on last season and think, oh, I'm just glad that he's gone, right? But that team had won 4 in a row. I mean, they were humming for the only time all season. It started with a win in Chicago on December 4th, and they really seemed to be peaking at the right time, and Rodgers had a better feel for Christian Watson, who had a huge game that night, if you remember. But they just didn't get it done. And yes, there are guys that are still on this roster, obviously. But it's still only, I think, 34 players that I counted, if you include the practice squad of guys that were here for that game 364 days ago. So I don't think there's a much of a correlation. I think Jordan Love is a different quarterback, not just in terms of his experience, but a different quarterback in terms of the faith that Matt LaFleur has in him. And I shouldn't call it faith because, as we know, the definition of faith is belief in things unseen, right? They've seen things from Jordan Love. They don't have to have faith anymore. What he has is trust. And I spent a good portion of the week kind of gathering stuff for this story for the State Journal this morning about what has changed offensively. And what I ended up landing on, and I want to thank Sean Clifford, the backup quarterback who helped me with this, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love, Adam Stenovich. Matt LaFleur said after the Rams game that Jordan Love had to let it rip. And the key was that he realized after that he needed to let it rip as a play caller too. And now those two are in such good sync right now. I'll be really surprised if this offense can't be productive today.
I heard you say something earlier this week that piqued my interest about this, right? If you think back to October when the Packers were in the midst of that 4-game losing streak, it seemed like maybe Matt LaFleur didn't have faith in Jordan Love. And the turnaround by the young quarterback is super, super impressive. And the way that him and LaFleur's relationship has developed has really piqued my interest as well. Have you ever seen a turnaround coach-quarterback relationship like we've seen this year with LaFleur and Love?
No, I don't think I haven't. And, again, in fairness, 28 years on the beat, there were only two quarterbacks that I was paying attention to, right? Yeah. So, but I think what's been really interesting and really smart guys that cover the team, like Rob Domofsky, for example.
Oh, wow! Rob Domofsky in the flesh!
Those are the kinds of guys that have a lot of insight, and you heard his insight earlier this morning, and he should probably put a hat on because it's cold outside.
Yeah, he's got a really bald head, yeah.
But I think if you look at the way that relationship has evolved between LaFleur and Love, I just think it's so important that Love has given him reason to have faith and belief in him, and Matt LaFleur has taken a bit of a leap of faith because when he decided to change things offensively and give him more downfield throws and stop playing it so conservatively and cautiously and trying to protect him from making young player mistakes, he was doing him a disservice at the same time that he was trying to do him a service. And so I think that evolution has really made the difference for both of them, and that's why the offense back-to-back games with 30 points, and they've played really well.
Jason, do you think my trust, as you just talked about that you wrote in Wisconsin State Journal today, in Jordan Love is kind of is misled? And I say misled because I believe that Jordan Love this season, statistically, but then on top of that, what he has done for this team, he's on par with Aaron Rodgers and actually having a better season than Aaron Rodgers had in his first season as a starter. Am I wrong for believing that Jordan Love can win this game today based off his performance and being better than the great Aaron Rodgers in his first year?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think last year we have to remember, and I understand this is an inconvenient truth, but Aaron Rodgers broke his thumb. And I know everybody is down on him, and there's people that are good riddance. I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he was the Jets' problem all year. I still think Travis Kelce's line about Tuesdays being his game day was a very funny and accurate line after he ruptured his Achilles. But at the same time, Aaron Rodgers played pretty good football for a guy with a broken thumb. And obviously he did not play well against the Lions in that game. His final pass, much like Brett Favre's final pass as a Packer, was an interception. But that team last year is a 11-5 or 11-6, 12-5 football team if Aaron Rodgers doesn't break his thumb. There is no doubt he had shortcomings with those young players. I will never, as long as I cover this team, forget talking to Romeo Doubs in camp, and when he said, I learned a lot from Aaron, even with him barely speaking to me. And the look on Romeo Doubs' face, knowing what he had spoken the truth, but he was like, oh, God, I said that out loud, right? Because that is not a ringing endorsement of how Aaron Rodgers handled those young players. And what's been cool about this group is, first of all, they don't have a clear-cut one. So you can have a guy like Bo Melton come out and have 5-6 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. And then the next week it could be Dontavion Wicks, and the next week it's Jaden Reed. Now, at some point you would like one to become the next Devontae Adams. My money's on Wicks. I think he's got a similar game. But right now they are so unselfish. They are authentically happy for each other. And look, I've said this to you guys before right here. I would have loved to have seen Aaron Rodgers embrace the idea of being fun Uncle Aaron and have this same group, but with him, because I would have liked to have written that story. But he did not want to be part of a rebuild. He got what he wanted, and Jordan Love has just been growing and growing and growing. Since week 11, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception. Are you kidding me?
It's incredible.
It's absurd. I mean, that tells you. Now, I would caution that next year, when teams have had an entire offseason to game plan for him and figure him out, he's going to face more challenges, and he's going to have to answer those challenges. But he has been so darn impressive. I thought he would be good after I watched him in camp. I did not think he would be this good this quickly, and that's the difference.
Specifically and especially with the young pass catchers around him and the tight end.
They've all grown.
And the wide receiver.
They're all in the places they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there, and that wasn't always the case early in the year.
And do you give credit to Matt LaFleur? I mean, give credit to both, but that speaks volumes about Jordan Love as a leader, right? Giving these guys confidence to feel, hey, I'm going to stick with you. I trust you. It's going to be okay.
It does, but I do think that, And look, I'm not saying that Matt LaFleur is Vince Lombardi 2.0 here, but there was a time when they were 2-5, and it was right after Josh McDaniels was fired in Las Vegas, and he was the odds-on favorite at some sports books to be the next guy fired. And I was like, this guy didn't forget everything he learned about offensive football. And you can question, was he tough enough on Devondre Campbell? Was he tough enough on Jair Alexander? Those are fair criticisms that I can say I'm not sure he was. But when it comes to an offensive mind, I'm not saying he's on par with guys that have been to a Super Bowl yet, so he's not Sean McVay, he's not Shanahan, but he's a really bright guy. And I think what we see, going back to Bo Melton last Sunday, when you're scheming so effectively that you're getting Bo Melton, and I'm not slighting Bo Melton. He's such a good kid. I mean, this is a guy who kept dressing in the practice squad dressing room this week, even though he has his locker in the main locker room because he got onto the roster. So that tells you what kind of kid he is. But when a guy gets elevated from the practice squad and can lead you in receiving and be your first 100-yard receiver, that says a lot about him, sure, but it also says a hell of a lot about your coach and the ability for him to scheme guys over.
It says a lot about your quarterback, too, what Jordan Love's been able to do to help elevate that room. I want to pose the question coming up next. Has Jordan Love's first season as a starter been better than Aaron Rodgers in 2008?
Well, you got to do that.
Because I feel like it's good for perspective 15 years later. I think it's important to analyze and compare, although they are different quarterbacks and they have different trajectories. I want to know from your perspective, a guy that covered that team in 2008, has Jordan Love been as impressive as Aaron Rodgers was in 2008, as well as we continue to dive into what a season it's been for Jordan Love entering the final week of the regular season. That's all next. It's Green Bay Game Day on 620 WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber's Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Q Club of Wisconsin is the hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, we have so much going on. We're still the place to be on game days to catch the green and gold. Book a holiday party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Plus, we have great live music every Saturday night. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we pile it high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips. so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Join the Brewers at the all-new Winter Warm-Up Fan Event Saturday, January 13th. See your favorite Brewers players in a fun-filled live show and get early access to purchase opening day tickets. Don't miss out on the fun. Get tickets now at brewers.com/winterwarmup.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day rolls out live from the shadow of Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Week 18 win, and you're in for the Green Bay Packers, who are 8-8 on the season, taking on the Chicago Bears today. The Bears already eliminated from playoff contention, but there's some juice to those fellas. There's some juice to them this week. Justin Fields throwing shots at Green Bay.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to do in Green Bay. Football.
Oh, you're from the Green Bay area, and you live in Green Bay. What are some things to do in Green Bay? Was he lying?
No.
Oh.
It's better than it was when you were a little tight.
It's true.
And when I was first covering the team, I remember when Ryan Longwell got a whole lot of people mad at him for saying that Applebee's was one of the best restaurants in town. Dude, I was a single guy in like 97, 98 covering this team, and this was a tough town to be young and single and have places to go and good restaurants to go out on a date. And
were you drinking the dollar vodka whatever at Applebee's?
I was.
Dollarita?
I was not.
I'm drinking them now.
That was not my
You're
beverage.
an Applebee's guy?
Oh, yeah.
But our town has gotten a lot. I'm proud of my town, as Tausch likes to say. I love it here. I'm really happy, and we've got a lot of great things. And I will say this, and this was the argument I made after Fields made his comment. Titletown is great for those of us that live here. I'm not sure that there's a ton of people. I got a lot of friends in Milwaukee and Madison. They don't come up here to go hang out at Titletown. Like, hey, Jason, we're in town. We came up for Titletown. You guys around? Can I come see the girls? No. That never happened.
Hey, somebody tell Justin Fields that the Green Bay Gambler game is pretty fun. I went to one last weekend right across the street.
They are fun
Rush
games.
Center.
Yes, we got all kinds of fun stuff.
I had a good time.
But I do think, in all seriousness, the comment that he made, I do think we need to listen to what he's saying, even though he's trying to be funny and score points with the locals, because when you're thinking about like free agency and stuff, yes, the almighty dollar speaks, but like there are young guys that are 22, 23, 24-year-old football players. This is probably not the glitz and glamour realm that you want. But on the flip side, I would argue that if you've got guys that want to just focus on football for the 5 months out of the year that they're here, there is no better place in the league for them to be able to.
Yeah, it's certainly not L.A., New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Houston, or Dallas.
Less distraction.
Just keep going. There's another 10 to 12 franchises you could list there.
20 or 12.
It's not Detroit, it's somebody out.
31.
I'll put us up against Buffalo.
Okay, all right.
I saw a Buffalo Bills fan, by the way, walking through the parking lot about an hour ago with a wing, like it was a Buffalo wing cheesehead type thing. I had never seen anything like it.
I saw a guy wearing a Patriots jersey too. I'm like, so if the team that you're a fan of is not playing in the game that you are attending, do you wear your favorite team's jersey no matter what?
I've done it
Is that the protocol?
I've done it before. Yep.
I don't know that I would, but I will say I wore a Bucks jersey to a Celtics-Pacers game last year at TD Garden.
I would do that too.
I guess maybe.
That I respect.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was very random.
You got to let them know where you're from, what you rep.
Nonetheless, I want to get to the question I posed before the break that Jason Wilde really likes, and that was...
Oh, I love it. It's a great
Jordan
idea.
Love, 2023, his first season as a starter. How does it compare to Aaron Rodgers in 2008, and who is better?
I have two numbers for you. 1 and 7. That was the Packers' record in games decided by one score or less in 2008. I thought Aaron Rodgers had a really good first year as the starter. He threw roughly the same number of interceptions. Jordan Love is on a much better heater than he was at any point that season. Rodgers also dislocated his throwing shoulder that year. One of my favorite stories from that season. And remember, he's following Brett Favre. So there's a level of expectation for you to be a tough guy, right? So they have to, and this part wasn't finished yet, so they have to sneak him down from the facility down to the Hudson Center the day of the Atlanta game, because he has to go and show Doc McKenzie and the coaches that he can throw the football after not throwing it all week in practice with his dislocated throwing shoulder. And he did, and he played really well, and that was one of the games where he got them the lead in the fourth quarter, and the defense gave it back. And if you remember, 2008 was also the year that it was Bob Sanders' final year as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He got fired. They brought in Dom Capers. They were one of the top defenses in the league in 09. They're top 5 and 10, and they win a Super Bowl. So there are some eerie similarities between those two seasons. The biggest difference, though, being that this team has won close games, and that team did not.
Well,
go ahead, Jordan.
Is this a must-win for this young Packers team?
Look, here's the thing, and obviously you want to make the playoffs, right? And I keep using this term that it's jet fuel for their development. Now, after what happened with that Alaska Airlines flight, I shouldn't say that.
Okay, that's enough.
But I would no. I don't think it's must win in terms of their development, because when you look at this season as a whole, the fact that they put themselves in this position, obviously, I don't think even if Matt LaFleur, I mean, if Goody, answer me this. If Brian Gutekunst had thought that this team was going to be in this position today, does he trade Rasul Douglas at the trade deadline?
No.
And so I don't care what he says now about how we weren't rebuilding and I thought this team was capable of this. Because he, and this is one of my pet peeves, and I know I rant about this, but they didn't get a third-round pick for Rasul Douglas.
Oh.
They traded Rasul Douglas and a fifth-round pick and got a third-round pick back. They moved up 40 spots because if the Bills win, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yep.
So it's not like that fifth-round pick is at the that far down the pecking order, and you're jumping up high in the third round. So my point is that it's awesome that they've put themselves in this position, and you would love for them to win this game. But if they don't, I don't think it suddenly becomes a season of failure.
Right.
It's still a success. This was a fact-finding mission this season, and we found out a lot of facts about this team, and they're all very encouraging.
But you can say this, that this game, winning today and being able to be in the playoffs, what that does is that just accelerates, in my mind, that accelerates the progress because you have that playoff experience. I ain't playing the NFL, but talking to Brad Nortman, who you can hear on KBN weekdays 2 to 5.
Great plug.
Yep.
Long-time NFL punter.
Long time. Playoff experience is imperative, and the Packers to be able to go from 2 and 5 to being in the playoffs this year and having that type of momentum going into the following season, I think that would pay big dividends for this team. So that's why I think today's victory would be a big win for the Packers.
I'll tell you what, guys, the stars are out. Steve Levy for ESPN Radio just walking through the the Lambeau Field parking lot. He's got the game today on ESPN Radio. Across the country. Stars are out today. Jason Wilde's here.
Stop.
Kyle Wallace is here.
The Cap Man is talking to Rob Domofsky over there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, David Kaplan from our sister station ESPN 1000.
Yeah, he's wild.
He was on your show this week.
Yeah, he's wild. We've talked to him a couple times, and man, I thought I was an emotional fan. He is an emotional fan. Times 100.
You are an emotional fan.
Yeah, you are. As am I, though. I can't judge.
A Tauscher jersey.
Where?
Right there. The cheesehead guy next to him. Tauscher.
A Tauscher jersey. Look at that.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
See, going back to your point, and I think I heard Rob Domofsky make this point earlier this week, that you look back on that 09 team, and they lose that gut-wrenching playoff game in Arizona.
Oof.
Which, again, was nice of them because then I was home for my first daughter's birth.
That was the face mask game, correct?
It was.
Okay.
And so they play, that's Rodgers' first, I think Rodgers' first pass in that game was picked off.
Mm-hmm.
And then he plays immaculate football, right? But they didn't get it done. But it was such a great learning experience, and they got their playoff legs from that game, and then what do they do the following year? They go win the Super Bowl and go on a run. So there's incredible value in getting that first playoff berth, even if it's this year when your expectations were not to be there.
More terrific analysis and insight coming up next as we play the greatest game in the history of radio. Yes or no with Jason Wilde is coming up next. It's Green Bay Game Day on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and if you want to win at tailgating, you need to Boatify your beverage choice. Box wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, so it fits perfectly in your cooler or trunk, and there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Box is equivalent to 4 regular bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, Box. This is how we Boda. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Box Vineyards, Manteca, California.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author, and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience helping businesses make money and keep it. 2023 is almost over. How are you doing? Do you even know how you are doing? Do you have money in the bank? Are you getting the advice you need to minimize your taxes and put more money in your pocket? Do your calls get returned and questions answered? We help you look at your numbers and understand what they mean. How would you like an extra $10,000 or $100,000 in your pocket? We can help you now, before the end of the year. Using tried and true strategies, we have helped countless businesses increase their profits and lower stress. Our Neal deal guarantees you'll increase your profit or you don't pay us. Really. If you want to get started on the road to making more money and having less stress, visit nealgroup.net right now. That's NEAL group.net. The first meeting is free to see if we can help. Again, nealgroup.net.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
I heard Poppy outside, and he got the double R, drop it outside. Check the weather and it's getting real, I'll be outside. I'ma drop it, then have these dropping like some motherfucker.
Green Bay Game Day rolls out live from the shadow of Lambeau Field in Green Bay. A beautiful day in January for a playoff-esque game. Win and you're in for the Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears today in the regular season finale. Alongside Jason Wilde, Kyle Wallace, Tori Lowe, Alex Strofe with you from Green Bay. Fellas, I must say, I was thinking about this on my ride up today. This has got to be like the nicest year ever for Packers home games.
Yeah.
They've all been beautiful. Jason, you've been on the beat a long time. Has there been a season quite like this?
I mean, they're all the same for me because I sit in the press box and it's nice and toasty warm. The
and
sun is coming back.
Brat,
yeah, and my oatmeal raisin cookie. The sun is coming back out. That is a game changer, though, because when I was walking over here, I had my jacket open. I didn't have my gloves on. And then, the cloud cover came in. It became very cold again. And now we got the sun. I'm very curious to see. This is not a weather game. I understand Chicago is in cold weather, too. So it's not like it's Tampa Bay coming here.
It's true.
But I don't think weather's going to be in any way a factor today. And I'm eager to see how both the quarterbacks succeed or fail in these conditions.
These guys are very much under the impression that Justin Fields ain't going to do anything to the Green Bay Packers defense, and I am very nervous about his abilities. Where do you land on that?
Well, let me first say I am a Justin Fields fan.
Despite him knocking your city, yes.
Yeah, I don't hold. Well, I do hold.
You hold a lot of grudges. What the hell are you talking about? Nobody holds a grudge like Jason Wilde.
World champion.
Dr. Dan Orlovsky. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll. I don't even know if he realizes I hold a grudge against him. He doesn't care.
Oh, I didn't even know this was. I didn't know you had a grudge against. Dan.
Big time.
Yeah, he was kind of a nobody, and we'd have him on, and now he's a big deal at ESPN.
He doesn't want to come on anymore.
Well, he come now.
He came on when you were on vacation, right?
He can come on now. I refuse to allow him on, and so they had him on when I was gone. Because I hold a grudge.
I'm not mad at you, Jason. Stand on it. Stand it on business.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, what was the question again?
I don't even remember. I'm going to be honest with you.
Being a grudge
Justin
holder
Fields.
was not part of it.
Justin Fields.
It's Justin Fields. Thank you. And so, look, I like everything about Justin Fields. I was talking to Waddle and Sylvie on our sister station, ESPN 1000 in Chicago this week. He's a fantastic teammate. He's a fantastic leader. He's a fantastic athlete, like physical, impressive specimen.
Yeah.
Rob Domofsky was here, our good friend JD, who passed away 2 years ago, was one of our teammates at ESPN Chicago also. Like, Justin Fields shows up at the first press conference after JD's passing wearing the obvious shirts T-shirt that has the bear and the JD logo on it. Like, he is everything you want in a franchise quarterback, except for the fact he doesn't throw the ball consistently.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. And that's what sucks. And I understand Bears fans, angst because year after year, is this the guy? Is this the guy? And I understand that they're looking at Jordan Love going, God darn it. Here we again? They did it again? and I still think Jordan's got growing pains ahead of him. But my point is that I don't think you can be in the position they're in with the Carolina Panthers #1 overall pick and turn down Caleb Williams.
I agree.
I know his year did not go swimmingly, but I mean the talent evaluators look at him and they see a superstar player. And I just don't know, even if Justin Fields goes out and balls out today and keeps the Packers out of the playoffs and they end up the season on a roll, I just don't think he's the guy. And again, I don't cover the Bears. That's not my issue. But I love everything about him other than that.
But you cover football, you know football, and you see the same thing a lot of people see is the fact that you don't know if he's the guy, but you feel like Caleb Williams could be a generational talent. You got to go that direction.
Well, and look, the question that I would have with Justin Fields at this point is, can he become the guy or is he what he is? Because I will admit this, as I watched Jordan Love the first 2 years in practice every single day, I'll never forget, they were practicing during the pandemic. We would go to practice. They would practice inside Lambeau. And we would have to sit. Domofsky would be in one section. I'd be in a section, like section by section, because we didn't know what we were dealing with. We're wearing masks outside. It's 80 degrees. We're watching practice inside of that building. And I was like, God, this guy can't throw. He never steps into his throws. He's indecisive. And look what he's done now, right?
Yeah.
And so you can't just completely rule a guy out. Now, the difference is Justin Fields has had a play. Mm-hmm. He's made 37 starts, whereas Jordan Love spent his first 3 years watching. So, he didn't have all those growing. If Jordan Love had a play during those first 2 years, it could have wrecked him.
Yeah.
And we would have never seen what he was capable of becoming. And so that's why I don't want to rule out Justin Fields, but it is, I will admit, I'm sure it's appealing. You move him for a second-round pick maybe, and then you've got 2 firsts that early. You could really set your franchise up. But on the flip side, you stick with him. You got those 2 picks early, and maybe you got a chance to really put the pieces around Justin Fields, and maybe he does blossom.
It seems like this is a tale of 2 quarterbacks, 2 young quarterbacks going in 2 different directions.
Very true. It absolutely is, right? I mean, when you look at Chicago, as Jason just alluded to, they've got a very big decision to make, and it is a very unique one. You don't see this every day where a team that was bordering on playoff contention until the final week of the season also has the #1 overall pick next year.
And had it last year.
And traded it away ultimately for DJ Moore and the #1 overall pick.
Yeah.
It worked out very well for Chicago, but they have a big decision to make, and I think you're completely right, Jason. I don't think today is going to sway Ryan Poles, the general manager of the Bears, one way or another when it comes to Justin Fields. Now, when it comes to our team at ESPN Wisconsin, nobody has a more impressive journalistic resume than Jason Wilde. He is a very thorough man when it comes to answering questions. It is time now to play the greatest game in the history of radio. It's time to play Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
Will today be the day there are black and white answers from our most respected journalist?
Possibly. I think we shouldn't be greedy. Maybe. You would certainly hope so.
It's time for Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
Yeah, it is time for Yes or No with Jason Wilde. I ask these fellas a question. They give me a yes or a no. It's as simple as that, right, Tori?
Yes.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Way to catch on.
No.
Shut up,
Not that
Jason.
simple.
I'm going to push you off the stage. You keep talking to me like that. All right, let's dive in. Question 1. Aaron Jones is the most important Packer offensively today, not named Jordan Love. Kyle Wallace.
Oh, I already told you. That's my lock-in, my guy I trust most. Yes, Aaron Jones is the most important guy on the field. And, Strophy, can you do something for me? Can you repeat that stat that you said earlier about when he has 20 carries or more and what the Packers' record is?
I absolutely can. When Aaron Jones in his career has carried the ball at least 20 times, the Packers' record is 8-1. They only lost last year to Buffalo.
There is no other player more important than Aaron Jones is cooking and moving right now. So, yes, he is the most important player on this offense.
Despite Christian Watson returning, Torey Lowe, what do you say?
Yes, he's the foundation. He's the center point. He balanced this offense out. He's the veteran. And like I said, he's our stud. And if he has a good day, the Packers usually win.
Jason Wilde?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. and here's why. Back-to-back 100-yard games. Your stat about them being 8-1 with his 20 carries. Well, you also come in against the number 1 run defense in the league.
You sure do.
So do you say, all right, we need to be smart about this and not bang our heads against the wall with our very, very good veteran running back who's on a pretty good roll right now? Or do you say, hey, they know what we do, we know what we want to do, let's go? I think it'll be really interesting to see what Matt LaFleur does with how many touches and carries, because you can get him the ball in space. We saw it the first time these teams played each other, what that looked like. But I'm not sure there's a game where you want him to carry the ball 20 times or more, just because of what the Bears do well defensively. There are a lot of things, by the way, that statistically, I know they've been pretty good in the last 5 games. They still don't do them that great, and run defense has been something they've been pretty good at all year long.
Question number 2. We go to the defensive side of the football now. The Packers have to be extra critical and aware of Jair Alexander's play today and maybe make a change if things aren't working out after he starts this game today, Kyle.
No, I don't. Maybe I'm crazy, but I believe in Jair's talent, right? I understand off the field. He is who he is. He's Jair. He's a little quirky. He's a little different. That's okay. But I believe this week it seems like he was a little bit more mature, or he was following coach's orders this week and getting in line. And I would hope this week on this stage, when it means something, that Jair will step up. I believe the guy's a gamer, and I don't think we'll have to worry about him. If he plays, I believe he will ball out and play to his full potential that we've seen that got him paid as the highest paid corner in the NFL.
Torey, big decision.
Even though I hate to say it, I think no, because I think that when you have a player that since the beginning of the season, injuries, things like that, becoming a distraction, things like that, you got to always keep your eye open and be ready to replace it, especially in a big game like this against Chicago Bears.
Jason Wilde.
Perhaps. So here,
I'm so sick of this.
There's a couple of things on each side of this ledger that we have to keep in mind. First of all, I went into this week not sure what his role would be today. And then I listened to Matt LaFleur talk about what he'd been like all week, and then Matt LaFleur punctuated that remark on Friday by saying, I can't wait to see him out there playing.
I love to hear it.
And so I thought at midweek when and I agree, I thought he seemed authentically contrite and remorseful, which I didn't necessarily think would be the case, frankly. I thought maybe it would be more of a combative thing. So look at this dog riding in the
look
stroller.
at that thing.
I understand we're on the radio, so for folks that are just listening, it's a football-shaped stroller with a tiny little dog.
It's got a
dressed in his
goalpost
Packers gear in front of a goalpost. That is awesome.
Go to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You can see it in the background.
That's terrific.
My dog would not be that well behaved. So I guess I think there's a couple of things at work here, because on the flip side of that, yes, I do think he's going to start. Yes, I do think he's going to play. But he has also shown an inability to tackle with that shoulder. And if that becomes an issue, because I would think Luke Getsy is saying as the offensive play caller, we're running at 23.
Right.
Because we don't think he's going to tackle our guy. And so that part of it then leads me to think maybe they have to consider the idea of perhaps making a change.
I would agree with you on that. So that sounds like a yes to me, Jason.
No, that was maybe.
That was a yes.
Decidedly maybe.
That was a decidedly yes.
Undeniably maybe.
Undeniably a yes. Last question for you guys. This one a little tongue-in-cheek. Yes or no? Anders Carlson on special teams misses at least one kick today. Kyle?
Man, this is negativity I don't want to hear.
Right. I mean, he's been doing it a lot.
Let
so
me,
that's why I asked.
I'm just going to stay positive. I'm going to say no. I mean, listen. The guy's been a little inconsistent, but I feel like he's been a little better than what we anticipated and expected coming out of training camp. So a little better. He's not the worst kicker in the NFL. So,
no, he's not.
I'm gonna say
Mason Crosby's had a rough go this year.
Well, yeah, Mason. He did
big
bad
miss last week.
And so here's the thing. I'm going to trust Anders Carlson, and he will not miss a kick today. I'm not putting that negative energy in the air today.
Tori, I already know you're going to say no.
Because he wants that frequency right.
I'm definitely going to say no.
Because you're the most positive, optimistic guy
I'm definitely going to say no. And the thing is, I think that the Packers have the special teams have definitely made the adjustments. I thought they were going to be a problem after a couple games, but I think that they have made the adjustments with the special teams. And they have understood how to line that ball up so he doesn't fling it way to the left or the right.
So when I go to Jason Wilde here, he's going to go, he could.
Oh, that's a decent answer.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned he might.
That was better, actually.
So here's the thing. First of all, once upon a time, field goal extra points were not 33 yards, right?
It's true.
And so if you take all of his kicks this year, do you know what his percentage is?
I do not.
What is it, 81?
He's 58 for 68. Now, he's missed 5 field goals and 5 extra points.
Hey, he missed 5 extra points this year?
Yes, that's why I asked the question, Kyle.
He was off getting a oatmeal
raisin cookie, right?
But that's 85%. And again, you can't miss that many extra points. We all agree. That's not good enough. He's got to be better. But it is not, to Tori's point, it's not like he's been the worst kicker in the league either. Right. So he has had some untimely misses, no doubt. We saw last night in the Houston-Indianapolis game, you thought maybe that missed extra point was going to come back to haunt them. It did not, as it turned out. But look, the bottom line is he has had a very good season as a rookie kicker. I personally am against rookie kickers. I think you should let them go through their growing pains with somebody else, and then when they get cast adrift, then you grab them and you help fix them. Rich Bisaccia and I have gone round and round on that because he thinks I'm an idiot. I don't think I'm an idiot.
Well, his special teams have been quite bad, so I don't know who the idiot is, Jason.
But he believes, you get a young guy.
Yeah, I got Jason's back.
You get a young guy, and you work the issues out yourself with him. So I think ultimately he'll be a very solid kicker, but yes, he has missed too many kicks.
I will say, though, Kyle, if there's one member of the Packers coaching staff I would not want to get into a fist fight with, it's Rich Bisaccia.
He seemed like a dog. I ain't going to lie to you. An old dog. Like, okay, you got it.
One more question before we have Jason tell us about Boucher Automotive. And that would be something me and Kyle talked about in the first segment today. So I'll start with you, Tori. Are the Packers the Houston Texans of the NFC?
No. I would say no.
I think there's a comparison
I think there's similar things going on, but you know what? I think that Jordan Love is the difference. Young quarterback, got his teachings from a MVP quarterback. The Texans definitely didn't have that going on. So I think that, no. I think that no similarities, only in just up and down with the season.
Jason, how do you feel about my comparison there?
I don't know. Because I was actually thinking this last night as I had that game on. I don't know anything about either of those teams. Like, neither one of them were on the schedule, so I'm watching Houston, Indianapolis,
Nico Collins.
Right?
I don't know where he got drafted at. I didn't even realize he went to Michigan.
He's a stud.
The kid has been ridiculous this year.
Stud.
So I have to admit, I'm unqualified to say whether that's a good comparison or not. So that is on the final question of yes or no. I finally found yet another way to not say yes or no, and that's the claim I'm unqualified to answer.
Yeah, that's
what a way to end it.
That's a way to end the regular season, but I'm hoping we can play another rendition of this next week, and then the following week, and then the following week, and then 2 weeks after that in the Super Bowl, because the Packers are going on a run, baby.
All right.
Positivity
I
only.
Man, are you greedy?
You literally said don't be greedy in the open of the segment.
I did. That's a really good open,
Yeah,
by the way.
it
Way
really
to go,
is.
Ashton Rotman.
It is really good. All right, Jason, tell us about your friends at Boucher Automotive.
Where we ride with you every mile. I've been putting together a couple of ideas for them this week, and I'm kind of excited. I think maybe we can get Maddie and Sid into some commercials, or at least some social media commercials, and the creative juices are flowing with the idea of we ride with you every mile. So I'm eager to unveil some of those coming up, but that's the bottom line. They do ride with you every mile. It's not just a slogan. They've got the best service department in all of the greater Milwaukee area. They've got the best salespeople. You don't feel pressured. We've had 4 different vehicles now from Boucher, and they've all been great. We've had great experiences, and you will feel that way too. 18 dealerships, 15 vehicle brands, thousands upon thousands of vehicles in stock. Check them out online, Boucher.com, BOUCHER.com, Boucher Automotive, where we ride with you every mile.
Before we get to break, I see a group of Bears fans congregating behind us. Is this your Super Bowl? Is this your Super Bowl? He shook his head yes.
They've got one
yes.
friend that's a Packers fan, though.
It's the Bears Super Bowl today at Lambeau Field, Week 18 of the
That must
NFL
be
season.
embarrassing.
You're playing for nothing. Let's go. Must be great being a Bears
Why are you
fan.
agitating Bears fans?
Because it's fun, Jason.
It is. They are honestly.
I have a
it's
microphone. I can yell things.
by far the most
can,
annoying
you
fan
did.
base out there. Has to be. Has to
I would agree. Cowboys fans.
You guys
out there
are doing
too.
a pretty good job of making the Packers fan base look a little annoying right now.
We're a lot annoying, but at least we know how to win and hopefully get into the playoffs with a win today against the Chicago Bears. Coming up next, we got the injury report presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Still ahead, Jason Wilde's
I'm
game
not with
pick
these
for the
guys.
final week of the regular season. That's all still ahead in the Jason Wilde Hour. It's Green Bay Game Day on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
What's better than free? How about play free all year? This January at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in reward play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games to earn prize drawing entries. Then stop by each Thursday night in January to see if you're a winner. $400,000 in prizes is up for grabs. Over 40 winners each week. Yeah, free is for me. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through the end of February, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 13 years, Adam has donated over $820,000, providing more than 2.4 million meals to people across southeastern Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Train Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
A new year means new goals for Wisconsin hoops teams. The red and white will make a run to the tournament, and Milwaukee is eyeing up a playoff run in the spring. As Wisconsin's 3PL Evans Transportation knows, it takes a team effort to make those runs, and when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, Evans is the supply chain team for you. Good luck to all Wisconsin hoops teams from Wisconsin's 3PL. Find them at evanstrans.com.
Even when the weather outside is frightful, your energy bill could be much more delightful. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry, designed to keep the cold outside where it belongs. You'll help kick the January blues when you choose to book by the 31st for 0% interest up to 36 months. You heard that right. No interest for up to 36 months if you book by January 31st. Pella's premium wood windows and patio doors feature distinguished craftsmanship and nearly endless possibilities, with maximum design flexibility in dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Hurry! To get the 0% interest up to 36 months, you have to book by January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
God is great. Nosedive, they just praying that I crash. But those guys, they don't want
Green Bay Game Day rolls on live from the shadow of Lambeau Field. Alongside Kyle Wallace, Tori Lowe, the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. I'm Alex Strofe with you. We will have the inactive list coming up momentarily, as we are just minutes away from finding out who's in and who's out for both the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears here in Week 18. Before we get there, though, Jason, I saw something this week that I know you'll have a little bit more insight on. I like that energy out of number 90. I think that says Hatworth. Go Pack, go. Yeah, keep drinking those beers, people. I love it. Keep that energy high. Bring that energy into the stadium. Lacerated kidney for Luke Musgrave. Is he going to play this week?
He is. He's been activated. He is going to play. Now, that was on November 19th, so today is January 7th. So he is apparently fully healed. He's not dealing with the level of pain he was then. And that is some scary stuff. There's no doubt about it. And but you know what else is scary is what this offense could look like, because in his absence, Tucker Kraft has really developed. And so suddenly now you're looking at the potential, anyway, of having two studs at tight end.
Yep.
That's a lot of 12 personnel, one back, two tight ends, two wide receivers, and that's a pretty appealing group.
One that likes to block, too.
Yeah, and they both are willing to do that as well. So, look, they've got a lot of weapons, and I'm eager to see how they continue to grow, but they have grown a hell of a lot more than I expected them to this year. It's been pretty impressive.
Jason, I love what you're saying today. It has been so positive. At the culmination of the season of us not knowing what this was going to be week one, to this point now where we're just
positive about lately, though.
Well, I mean, but
That wasn't so positive after they didn't play very well against Baker Mayfield, and he went for 381 and 4 touchdowns for a perfect passer rating.
But, I mean, this is like a reflection time where we get to look at where we were week 1 to where we are week 18, where we're talking about, tight end position is a tough position for guys to develop, and all of a sudden we're talking about we may have the best 1-2 duo 2-3 years from now at tight end. You're talking about Tay Wicks maybe being the Devontae Adams. Jordan Love being – it's just fun to hear this.
But I like what you're saying, Kyle, because 6 months ago today, to the date, Jason Wilde, Gabe Neitzel, and I were in a trailer on the final day of Summerfest doing our annual State of the Packers show.
A really nice trailer, I want to make clear. Because when you say we were in a trailer, it doesn't
we
sound...
were in like a
trap
house.
Stop. Yeah.
You're in an ESPN Milwaukee trailer.
Trap house runs out of trailers? Maybe a
Sometimes they do.
I don't know what that is.
You know what a trap house is?
I know.
Nor do I want to know.
I know a place in Bellevue. Neither here nor there. Anyway.
I was walking by one of these houses down here. It smelled like skunk. What does that mean?
That's a trap house. There you go, Jason. You know what a trap house is.
6 months ago to the date, we were in that trailer, Jason. And boy, were you negative. Boy, were you negative that day. You were telling me how I should have no hopes for the season. The expectations shouldn't be very high. We're in a full-blown rebuild. They might only win 3 games.
I never said 3 games.
You said they might only win 3 games. You said they're somewhere between 3 and 7-win team, I believe.
Check the tape.
You might have to check the tape from 6 months ago, but nonetheless. Time now for the injury report. Today's injury report is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Whoa.
Visit orthowisconsin.com today for more information. You hear whoa from Jason Wilde. What does it mean?
It means Christian Watson is inactive.
Oh, that might be the Grant DeBow.
Not only did he say he was going to play, but they sat him on Friday in practice, not because he'd had a setback, but because they felt so good about where he was trending that it would protect him to let him rest it for an extra day and then be out there today. So that one is a surprise. Of course, Grant DeBose is also inactive. Not really sure what happened there. Your list, Christian Watson, A.J. Dillon, who we knew had already been ruled out because of a stinger, not because of his thumb. Isaiah McDuffie, Grant DuBose, Brenton Cox, and Caleb Jones. So the good news is that Jaden Reed is active, Dontavion Wicks is active, Luke Musgrave is active. So that's the good news. But I really thought today was going to be the day that we were going to see Christian Watson, and I quite frankly think Christian Watson thought today was going to be the day as well.
He certainly made it sound that way. Devondre Campbell also active, should be noted as well. He will play in place of the injured Isaiah McDuffie.
That's nice.
What's nice?
That he's playing.
You don't sound confident.
Yeah, you're not a Devondre Campbell guy, huh?
Well, he hasn't played in recent weeks, right? Because of the same injury that
because of Twitter fingers?
That he said that he didn't want to play through injury
because of Twitter
anymore.
fingers.
Yes, but there's another name that we're talking about. And I know Matt LaFleur kind of teased it, but we were up until last week, 2 weeks ago against Carolina, we were on Jair watch, and that wasn't even a question now, huh?
Well, he's active now. We'll see how he plays. And
I'm really intrigued to see how they handle that.
Here's what I would love to see. I would love to see him be a captain today.
He should be a captain today because that would get everybody else riled up and excited.
Those guys are behind him, so we'll find out. Speaking of being behind you, Gruber Law Office as always has your back, Jason.
They do indeed. I'm glad that I have not needed their legal expertise and acumen because I haven't been seriously injured in an accident. I hope that's always the case. But if that moment ever comes, it's reassuring to know that David and his team are there for us, and they have been in the city of Milwaukee and in Wisconsin for 35 years, helping people that have been injured in serious accidents. So check them out online, gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com. Or give them a call. One call, that's all, some might say. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666.
We bid farewell to the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. Coming up next as he gives us his final thoughts ahead of Week 18. Win and you're in. Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears kicks off at 3:25 this afternoon right here at Lambeau Field. Jason Wilde's final thoughts and game pick is next. It's Green Bay Game Day and WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and with 620 WTMJ.
Check out our brand new Hyundai dealership, one of the largest in the Midwest.
Step inside of our state-of-the-art showroom where you can view our new Hyundai models and some of our finest certified pre-owned.
We've also expanded our service center, staffed by our factory-certified technicians.
And right next door, we've started construction on our all-new Genesis of Waukesha dealership.
But we're not just building walls, we're building careers.
So if you're looking for a career with great benefits and opportunity for growth, Boucher is the place for you.
At Boucher, we ride with you every mile.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
This is Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and with 620 WTMJ.
Swag. Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet.
Green Bay Game Day rolls on live from the shadow of Lambeau Field. Alex Stroke, Jason Wilde, Kyle Wallace, Tori Lowe with you real quick. Let's run through some of the scores. Me and Kyle were talking to the commercial break. It feels like this is a noon game.
It does.
I forgot there was NFL games going on, so apologies that I haven't run through the scores yet. In Carolina, Buccaneers lead the Panthers close to the end of the third quarter. Sloppy game, 6-0 in that one. In Cincinnati, the Bengals are leading the Browns 24-0 midway through the third quarter. NFC North action, Lions on top of the Vikings in Detroit midway through the third quarter, 20-6. Woo! Game of the year.
Lost
between
Matt Laporta, though, to a knee, or Sam Laporta to a knee injury.
That's not good
I saw
at all.
that. That's really bad. Their young star tight end. Game of the century going on in New England right now. Jets 6, Patriots 3.
Come on, Pats. We need that pick.
Yuck. Saints lead the Falcons midway through the third quarter in New Orleans, 31-17. And Titans in front of the Jaguars, 28-13, which means the Houston Texans would be the winners of the AFC South with the Titans win today.
They're out if they lose today because Pittsburgh.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct.
That's a shocker.
Yeah. So I will keep an eye on those scores through the remainder of the program, as long as I do not forget that it is not a noon kickoff for the Packers today anymore. Jason Wilde back with us. We bid him adieu shortly, but first, Jason, we ask for your final thoughts and your game pick ahead of Packers-Bears.
Yeah, I want to go back to something that Tori and Kyle brought up earlier, and that is, I think it's a successful year no matter what happens today. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're a Packers fan, you don't care if they win or lose. Obviously, the jet fuel we talked about for their development of going to a playoff game this year would be fantastic for them. But if you, whether you were in a trailer on the Summerfest grounds or whether you were watching this team early in the season when they were off to a 2-5 start, this season has been a success. And there's a chance for it to be even more successful, which would be great. But I just find it incredible that they put themselves in this position, and that Jordan Love has elevated his game to the level that he has. I expect them to win today. And I think Packers fans will have every right to be disappointed if they don't. But all I'm saying is try to keep in perspective how much growth, how many things we've found out about this team. Those are all really, really good things no matter what happens in a few hours.
I'm with you on that. And you said earlier this week, if I'm not mistaken, you see no way in which the Packers lose this game?
Well, that's more of a joke. That's an inside joke. I said that on the way to Super Bowl 32. I said it about the Carolina game because I meant it. Sydney, our youngest, has been wanting me to say that all week long, and I'm like, you can't say that if it's not true. And I do see a path for the Bears to win this game. This is not a no way that the Bears can win this. Packers have to keep Justin Fields contained. Mm-hmm. They have to make sure that DJ Moore does not beat them. Mm-hmm. And they have to be able to run the ball effectively, and they can't turn the ball over. Those are the four keys to me for them to move on and make the playoffs. But there is a path for the Bears to win this game. This is not a pushover game, and I'm eager to see how it plays out, and we'll be talking about it on Green Bay Game Night later on.
And hopefully we'll be talking about it on Green Bay Game Day next week, whether that's Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
You want to do it regardless? Just you and me?
Sure, let's do
it. It'd be
it.
like Mr. Irrelevant on Sunday?
Can I come to the Wilde Studios?
Absolutely.
All right, you got a deal. We'll do Green Bay Game Day next week. Let the program directors know.
All right.
Even if the Packers
do
lose.
We have any power to do that?
From the Wilde Basement
You always
Studios.
have space on the truth.
Okay, thank you very much.
You
Very much. I appreciate that. All right, Jason, we appreciate you, buddy. Enjoy the game. We'll be talking to you real soon. Great job all year.
Guys, this has been really fun. I've been, Tori and Kyle, I've known you guys for a while. Tori and I did a show together from the Bucks Parade.
Yes.
And I was like, God, this guy is just such an inspirational dude. Never did I think I'd be doing every Sunday
Never
with you.
thought. No. You said we were going to be doing something.
We did, and it turned out to be true. But you guys, I'll tell you what, and Strofe, I'm going to embarrass you real briefly here.
Oh, good.
I've always been a big fan of yours and thought really highly of your potential. But a little bit like Jordan Love, you've really come into your own this season. And I'm eager to see where you go from here. Please don't get complacent. Because I know some young players, when they have a little success, they let it go to their head.
Oh, that's
and you
me,
seem like the type.
Yeah, that's me.
100%.
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
So I'm proud of all you guys. You did a great job all year, and we'll see if we got another one next week.
I'm sure hoping we do. That's Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Green Bay Game Night tonight immediately after the game, as well as tomorrow beginning at 9 a.m. with the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. I'm Wilde and Tausch. Former Packers right tackle, not Mark Tauscher, Brian Bulaga, Iowa, joins us next as we kick off Hour 3 of the program. It's Green Bay Game Day on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Party people!
It's time to get this tailgate started and get you ready for the green and gold game. This is Green Bay Game Day, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the shadow of Lambeau Field, here's Alex Strofe, Kyle Wallace, and Tori Lowe.
Yeah, Hour 3, Green Bay Game Day, leading you up to kickoff of the regular season finale. Win, and you're in for the Green Bay Packers.
Let's go!
As they take on the rival Chicago Bears
Pack,
here
go.
at historic Lambeau Field, just outside the shadow of Lambeau Field. I'm Alex Strofe alongside Kyle Wallace and Tori Lowe. And, man, I look forward to this conversation every single week when we're able to have it on Green Bay Game Day. He is the future Packers Hall of Famer. He is the former Packers right tackle, first-round pick out of Iowa. Brian Bulaga joins us now on Green Bay Game Day. And, Blue, the circumstances couldn't be much bigger. Winning, you're in for the Green Bay Packers. It's a big one today for the green and gold.
It is. Good afternoon, guys. Sounds like everyone's as excited as I am about this one. I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
How'd you sleep last night, Blue? Like, I know you're not playing anymore, but I imagine when you were playing a game like this, like the jitters got to be high.
Yeah, for sure. When you play these types of games, hard to get some sleep. You had to try to get in bed early just so you would eventually fall asleep by 11 or midnight. But I slept like a baby last night. I was great.
I was kind of hoping you were like, nah, man, didn't really get that much. I was crunching the tape till 4 in the morning. That's where I thought you would be at, but nonetheless. Big one is I can't play it up enough, right? Obviously, it's the same scenario this team saw a year ago, but it seems like they're not really using that as motivation, that game a year ago against Detroit, which they lost and missed the playoffs. How do you view that? Would you use last year as motivation, or is this just too different of a team?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a completely different team. I don't think it's something that a lot of guys can take into account simply because, I mean, it's a new quarterback. I get there's guys that are on the team last year that were there this year, but I think you just got to move on from what happened last year, live in the moment here and now, and just leave it all out there today.
Brian, this is Tori. How do these young guys get ready for this game? How do you get mentally prepared for possibly one of the biggest games of their lives so far with the potential of going to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would always approach it, especially as a young guy, I think you've got to approach it to be ready for ups and downs in a game, because there's going to be highs and lows throughout this one. And all big games there always are. There's always highs and lows, and these young guys just got to stick to the process, stick to the way the game kind of plays itself out, because, like I said, there's going to be challenges. The Bears want to win this game. But if they just stick together, stick to the plan and kind of ride the wave of the game, I think they'll be all right.
Brian, so I don't know how many opportunities you had in your life. I mean, being a Green Bay Packer, you basically in the playoffs almost every single season. In a game where you have nothing to play for, as in the Chicago Bears, what does it take for the Packers to put them away, and when does that mentality shift for a team that has nothing to play for? If they get down early, when does that mentality shift for the Bears where it's just like, you know what, let's just finish this game out?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about these types of games, and I said it about the Giants game as well, if you don't put these teams away within the first 2 quarters, you give them belief and you give them something to play for, right? And I think for a team like the Bears, there are a lot of questions about what's going to happen next year, and Justin Fields as well, so he's going to be motivated. But if you put this thing out of reach in the second quarter, and I don't mean that it's 28-0. I just mean that you maybe get up 2 scores, you don't give them anything on offense, and make it known that you guys aren't going to win this game. They'll slowly start to drift away, and that's what I'm hoping for.
And you mentioned Justin Fields. You played with some really good quarterbacks in the NFL, whether it was Aaron Rodgers or Justin Herbert, and heck, even Tyrod Taylor for a little bit there. What do you kind of compare Justin Fields to? I mean, there's a lot of questions about whether or not the Bears are going to bring him back next year. Do you think he is a legit, NFL star, or is he just kind of an average guy?
I don't think he's a star. I don't think – I mean, he's had plenty of time to show if he is that, and I don't think he's that. I think he could be a solid NFL starter, and if you put more weapons around him, he could maybe get a little bit better than a solid NFL starter. So,
Brian,
it's going to be – sorry, what was that?
No, go ahead, Brian, sorry.
No, so I was going to say, so it's going to be interesting to see what the Bears do this offseason.
It certainly is. It's a really tricky situation for them with that number 1 overall.
I mean,
it's bananas.
Because here's the thing, though. Brian played in the NFL. He knows what a good quarterback looks like.
Yeah,
and he's seen Jordan Love this year.
Really
yeah, he has. And so, based off what Brian says, I mean, to me, it's an easy decision, and that's why my confidence in this game is quarterback play is so important. I know the Packers' defense is very shaky, it's very inconsistent, but I feel confident because we have Kidd.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And I was talking with Courtney Cronin, ESPN Bears reporter, earlier this week, and she said, she was talking to an NFL general manager, and pretty much if you don't have an answer on a quarterback through 3 years, that means you have your answer, right? He's probably not the guy. Brian Bulaga with us here on Green Bay Game Day across ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Brian, this is a really good run defense for Chicago. Obviously, Aaron Jones was able to establish the run last week with 20 carries, over 100 yards for the second week in a row. But when you're in the trenches, how do you establish the run against a really good run defense like the Chicago Bears?
You got to match them with violence. That's just the only way to do it. When you know you're going against a good run team, a good run defense, you have to bring violence to the game, and it has to be a physical, every play, 100% banging heads, and that's just the way it is. I mean, this is football weather, 30 degrees, maybe dipping into the 20s as the game goes on. This is what you dream about as an NFL offensive lineman.
Even those Cali kids dream about this. I mean, you're an Iowa guy, so this is football weather for the Midwesterners. But those guys from Texas and from Cali, they love this too.
Hey, they got to learn to love it. They got to learn to love it because I mean, if you're on these two teams, you're playing in cold weather. You just got to live with it. And learn to love it.
Brian, this is Tori. Hey, it seems like there's 2 things going on. You got Justin Fields. He may be using this game as a resume for another team. And then you got Joe Barry, who needs to make a statement right now where if we win this, we could go to the playoffs. And the defense has been an up-and-down defense all season. Who needs this game the most?
That's a good question. I think, I would say Joe Barry needs it more, but I'm not sure it's gonna matter. I'm just not sure it's going to matter. I think the story has been written for our defense, and kind of his story's been written with the Green Bay Packers. But, for just a personal feeling, you want him to have a good day on defense today. You want the guys to play well. You don't want him to be sent off as a complete failure. You know what I mean? You want him to have some success. And obviously that helps the team and gets them into the playoffs.
Just not a complete failure. Still a failure, but not a complete failure.
I know we bashed Joe. We bashed Joe Barry, but like in life, especially professional sports like this, most of the times you end up getting pushed out the door regardless. You don't get an opportunity to walk out on your own terms. And so it's just part of his journey. And it's okay that he didn't have a good tenure here. We'll move on and he'll move on.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that's pro sports.
It sure is. And I just need to note, our guy Gary Ellerson, who was just here, was walking out of the Tundra Trio as Tori was asking you that question, Brian, and he just started yelling at us over our headsets. Joe Barry ain't making no statement today. Gary Ellerson walking the Lambo just yelling at us. Brian Bulaga with us here on Green Bay Game Day. Sticking with the defense, Blue, the Jair Alexander situation is such a goofy one. Obviously still dealing with that shoulder injury, but is active today. Will play, will start for the Packers. But they have to do some evaluating today, don't they? If he's not tackling up to par, or if he's not covering, as well as maybe they'd like him to, they might need to pull him out of this game. Do you think they're going to be over-evaluating Jair's play today?
I think they're definitely going to be keeping an eye on it, and I know Matt LaFleur definitely will be. Because he can't have the chemistry of this team off right now. This is the wrong day to have the chemistry thrown off. So, listen, I hope Jair goes out, picks Fields off twice, plays a hell of a game, and we don't even talk about it. But if it does become an issue, I think you could see a change. There's potential for it.
I mean, in the locker room going into this game, Brian, do you think there's anybody kind of concerned, and I'm not talking about coaching staff, I'm talking about teammates of Jair that go out on that field and fight with him? Do you think they have that concern that Jair may not show up?
Not right now, no. That's all. That's in the rearview mirror right now, man.
Good.
It's all about ball right now, and
that's what I like to hear.
And guys, you know what I mean? Things happen, and you move on, and you're on game day. You're worried about your job. You're worried about playing. Guys have to take care of their responsibility on the field. You can't be responsible for someone else.
Brian,
go ahead.
Brian, when we talk about the Packers, the season has been a roller coaster. And many times we say the Packers have to start fast, develop the run, get the running game going. Everything is centered around play action. How do you think the Packers start this game off?
I think they're going to air it out. I just do. I think they're going to air it out. I think he's going to throw it, and he's going to challenge the Bears' pass defense, and obviously try to soften that up and kind of run it late with Aaron Jones and control the game. That's kind of the way I see this going.
Yeah, you just said it, Kyle, right? Last night, C.J. Stroud to Nico Collins, 75 yards on the first play from scrimmage for the Houston Texans. Maybe we see that with Christian Watson. I take that back. He's out today, isn't he? Maybe we see that with Dontavian Wicks today. I'm so thrown off by the Christian Watson thing because he said he was going to play. Matt LaFleur said he was going to play, and then today he's on the injury report, but that's neither here nor there. All right, as we wrap up with Brian Bulaga, I ask you every week, Blue, how you think this one will play out. I hope it means that we will be having another conversation next week if your prediction is the Packers win. How do you see this one going today? Packers-Bears, Week 18, winning you're in for Green Bay.
I think we're going to be having a conversation next week. I believe we are. I mean, that's the way I'm going on this. I think it's going to be tight early. Obviously, I think the Bears are going to give a better fight than what Minnesota did. But I like it. Packers 28, Bears 17.
I like that prediction. Here's another prediction. Will Jair be a captain today, Brian?
No.
I hope he is, but I think you're right. Brian Bulaga, hear him on the Homer Hour each and every week with Steve the Homer True on ESPN Milwaukee, as well as oftentimes with us here on Green Bay Game Day. Brian, enjoy the game today. Appreciate the time and the insights, buddy.
Thanks, guys. You too. Have a good one.
Brian Bulaga will join us next week, hopefully, as long as they win. Now we just have somebody coming on. What's happening right now? I don't know. I love it, man. What a day. What a day. It's Green Day. It's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin. 620 WTMJ. Coming up next, we make our best bets presented by Island Resort and Casino on Green Bay Game Day on 620 WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Watch your team compete on big screens in Team McSee's Sports Bar or the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook Room. Yes, you can bet the spread, parlays, futures, and more with Sports Illustrated Sportsbook at Island Resort and Casino. Your place to bet on sports. To book a game time getaway at the Island, call 800-682-6040 today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Untethered, unfiltered, and unbothered.
I waited till there was about 5 minutes left in my drive to make that call. I made the call and she said, "Baby, what's wrong?"
Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, and sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And I said, the explicitive Packers is wrong. That's what's wrong.
Weekdays from 2 to 5, right here on 94.5 ESPN. And subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Made by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
In a matter of time I spent on some locked up in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I do, like a sneeze.
Green Bay Game Day rolls on live from the shadow of Lambeau Field, just about an hour away from kickoff. Win, and you're in for the Green Bay Packers into the NFL playoffs with a win over the Chicago Bears today. Alongside Kyle Wallace and Tori Lowe, I'm Alex Strofe with you. It's time now to get into some of our best bets, which is presented by Island Resort and Casino. Plan your winter getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. Schedule a relaxing session at the Drift Spa. Enjoy gaming, casual and fine dining, and great live entertainment. To book your winter getaway, visit islandresortandcasino.com. We've talked a lot about Aaron Jones today, Tori. Aaron Jones is listed for rushing and receiving yards combined at 84.5 yards.
And one thing about Aaron Jones, he is the veteran leader. And when he does well, like everybody said on the show, when he does well, the Packers usually fare well in the win.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that we need Aaron Jones to be Aaron Jones and to have that threat to loosen up some of the pass lanes so they can respect the run. And the Bears have a great run defense, but I think that the beginning of the season, Aaron Jones fared well against this defense.
He sure did.
will it happen again?
I think history repeats itself in that regard. 84.5 total rushing receiving yards for Aaron Jones today, Kyle. You like the over or under on that?
I love the over. I love the over. I'm riding the Aaron Jones train right now, just like the Green Bay Packers should as well. Aaron Jones has been a catalyst for this offense. They put up a lot of points, and I don't think it's a coincidence that this point, I should say, the amount of points they've been scoring lately,
30
not
points
a
last 2
coincidence
weeks.
with the fact that Aaron Jones is back and Aaron Jones is playing well as well.
Aaron Jones is humming, and no A.J. Dillon today either. Emmanuel Wilson is back in the mix for the first time in several weeks, and he will play the primary backup role behind Aaron Jones. But look, this is a playoff game.
This is definitely a playoff.
If you don't win today, you're going home.
For one team it is.
So you better feed Aaron Jones. Jaden Reed, 46.5 receiving yards. We like the over-under on that for the rookie standout Jaden Reed, 46.5 receiving yards.
I love it. I love the over. I'll take the over with Jaden Reed.
I'll take the over as well.
With Christian Watson not playing, you need a number one guy. And there's one thing that Jaden Reed has shown this year, and Matt LaFleur has shown as well. Jaden Reed is, receiver-wise, he's the guy. He's the guy on this offense that can do it all for the Green Bay Packers. We talked about Romeo Doubs and Watson coming into this season. As we leave this season and go into next season, Jaden Reed is the most important receiving threat that you have on this team. But not only can he catch the ball, he can also get it out the backfield. As we saw many weeks ago, he gave him the ball over and over and over and over and over. So I think Jaden Reed total, who would definitely have more than, you said, receiving, he had 46?
46.5.
He'll definitely have more than 46.5. We need him to play well as well. This is a big
Jaden
game.
Reed, multi-purpose wide receiver. Hey, wherever they want to put him. You know? I seen him returning kicks. You know, the thing is, he's the guy that they're depending on to spark the offense, to spark the team, and he has done that. He has definitely done that.
He has done that indeed. As for quarterback Jordan Love, 9.5 rushing yards is the over-under for Jordan Love rushing. 9.5 rushing yards.
I'm taking the over.
I am too. I'm hammering the over.
Definitely.
I think we got like 25 yards in us today, right?
I may have to parlay some of this. You know,
yeah, right?
Hey.
Degenerate Tory Lowe on the program.
Hey.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
You know, I'll say this. Jordan Love is going to have to make plays. And if he can't afford to just throw the ball away, every yard counts in this game. And I think that he's going to use his legs today as well.
All right, last one. Speaking of using your legs. 56.5 rushing yards is the over-under for Justin Fields.
I'm saying over. I'm saying over because
really?
Because something that Justin
That seems
Fields
high to me.
something that Justin Fields does is he uses his legs a lot. So regardless, if the Bears get down late in the game, it's not like all of a sudden Justin Fields is going to be throw. Justin Fields is going to run the ball, especially if the Packers give him a little space because they're playing prevent. So I expect Justin Fields to be able to run the ball. Running the ball for Justin Fields doesn't equate to success and wins for the Chicago Bears. So I definitely think he'll get over 56.5. If not, I'm cool with that as well.
Noon games going on in the NFL right now. Buccaneers lead the Panthers late fourth quarter 9-0. Yucky. Browns are benching all their starters today, and the score indicates that. Bengals lead the Browns 31-0 early fourth quarter in an AFC North matchup. In the NFC North, it's all Lions over the Vikings, 27-13. The score. Check that. Vikings touchdown. Jordan Addison just scored a touchdown, 27-20 now. It's a one-score game in that one. 13.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter of that one. I called it the game of the century earlier. It's still living up to that in the AFC East. Jets, Patriots, Jets 6, Patriots 3.
Come on, Pats.
There's some bad football on right now between the Buccaneers, Panthers, and the Jets, Patriots. There's some bad football on right now.
Hey.
How about this one? High-scoring affair between the Saints and the Falcons. New Orleans with the ball, 10 minutes to play, leads 34-17 over Atlanta. New Orleans still making a push for the playoffs here with a win today. They lead by 17 over the rival Falcons. And the other game going on right now in the AFC South, it's a big one. Titans are leading the Jaguars by 8, 28-20 with 10 minutes to play. Jaguars do have the football. They win the AFC South. They lose, they're out. So it's do or die for the Jags down 8 against the Titans.
It's a do or die week.
We'll keep you posted on that one. It is a do or die week for a lot of teams, including the Green Bay Packers, who host the Chicago Bears today.
You didn't
right
ask Tori if it was over or under for Jay Fields.
I'm sorry. Justin Fields, 56.5 rushing.
Oh, no, I feel like the defense is going to make a statement today.
Oh.
You know, I think that the pressure, I mean, he's proven that if you can put enough pressure on him, he'll fall apart. And I think that the defense, just because it's a huge game today, They got to make a statement. And if Joe Barry's going out, he's going out on top.
Brother, I'll tell you what. Nobody's more optimistic about Joe Barry today than Tory Love.
I mean, I always know because I was a defensive player.
I
was a defensive player.
What'd you play?
I played outside linebacker. Yeah,
oh, really?
In middle linebacker. But what I'm saying is when you have a bad game or people are talking crazy about you, your families, and you're playing defense, you start putting on that hit helmet and you start putting on that hit stick, and that makes you play better.
How were you as a football player?
I was powerful.
Were you?
Yes, of course.
Joy was the best player on this high school football team that played college football.
Yep.
Where'd you play college football?
In Iowa.
How did I not know this?
Iowa. Yeah, I mean, I got a ring.
We've done this show 18 weeks and you never told me this.
He's a stocky brother.
Let me tell you this. I mean, the thing is, if it wasn't for football, I would have never got out of grandma's house. So the thing is, when I see defense and I understand the mentality of a defensive player, they're gladiators. And I think that sometimes when the pressure is on, defense rise to the occasion.
Wow. Hold on. Can we just acknowledge the insight from former college football player Tory Love? We have done this show for 4.5 months.
Oh, wow.
And Tory Love has not once alluded to the fact he played college football. He waited until the last week of the season to drop that.
Well, like I said, and I got multiple talents.
You're too humble. You're too humble.
But to Tory's point about the defense as well, I understand collectively as a whole the defense has not been consistent this year, but they still do have dudes on that defense. You have Rashawn Gary rushing on one side. You have Preston Smith rushing on the other side. You have Kenny Clark inside. You got some young guys that have developed throughout the season. Darnell Savage, he ain't the best safety, but it seems when he's around lately, it seems like Darnell Savage can help. Quay Walker, high draft pick. There are guys on this defense that can make plays. Keyshawn Nixon. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not too far off Tory with that because I do think we have some playmakers and some dudes that can wreak havoc today against Justin Fields. So that's why I'm not too far off with Tory with that.
I just want to point this out as we are right next to Lot 1 in the Lambeau Field parking lot. There's a Chicago Bears fan right next to us wearing a picket sign around his neck that says Chicago backs Justin because obviously the Chicago fans either do want to keep Justin Fields or move on with that number 1 overall pick. Green Bay game day. Chicago backs Justin. Guys fired up for a season that doesn't matter. Justin Fields' last game as the Bears quarterback. About to kick off an hour from now. Green Bay game day brought to you apart by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's Handmade Vodka on game day. Pour me in, coach. From a seat in the stands to the best seat on the couch. Root for your favorite team with your favorite team spirit. Stack a spicy Bloody Mary for your warm-up. Salt the rim of a Tito Rita during halftime. Or take home the win with a Tito's and, well, anything. Soda, cranberry, or water with a squeeze of lemon. You're calling this game. You can change up your roster or wash that lucky jersey as long as you make Tito's your first-round bottle pick. Whose house? Tito's house. Find cocktail recipes for every fan at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly. Coming up next, we hear This Week in Love and give some more analysis on the Packers' young quarterback, the way he's been playing the last couple of weeks. 16 touchdowns, 1 interception. Oh, baby.
Powerful.
They got their guy. Say it one more time for me.
Powerful.
That's Tory Lowe.
Good.
Kyle Wallace, Alex Strip with you. It is Green Bay game day. Rolling on next on 620 WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, we have so much going on. We're still the place to be on game day, so catch the green and gold. Book a holiday party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Plus, we got great live music every Saturday night. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we pile it high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
This whole team's focused on just making sure we get that win and moving on, because we know exactly what's in front of us, and we're trying to get in the playoffs.
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you.
You just remember great moments. Aaron Rodgers, great moments. Now Jordan Love is having his great moments. I'm just telling y'all, we have to understand that what we are watching a masterpiece being painted in front of our eyes.
We know it's going to be a tremendous challenge. I think Chicago is as improved as any team when you look at them from week one to where they are now.
Jordan Love, week in and week out, is putting on masterful performances, and we are seeing the growth in the beginning of another franchise quarterback that will go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks in Packers history, and he will be in that Hall of Fame talk. Just wait on it. I'm telling y'all this.
I mean, this is exactly the situation we've been working for all offseason, all through training camp, to get ready to put ourselves in a position to make the playoffs.
We also understand what we have in front of us, and it really means nothing unless we take care of business next week. And in Lambeau, we were in a similar situation a year ago and couldn't get it done. So
one of the greatest quarterbacks in Packers history.
Are we getting in Minnesota Green Bay, or are we getting in Las Vegas Green Bay? If we're getting in Minnesota Green Bay, I say they can go in anywhere. If we're getting in Las Vegas Green Bay, they're not winning anywhere.
You can look at it from a bunch of perspectives, but what we saw Sunday night was a thing of beauty. The way he adjusted and understood what Flores was going to do, and defensively to get the ball out of his hands, to keep Aaron Jones an integral part of what they're doing, and let Jordan Love still go make plays.
Green Bay Game Day this week in Love. Nice job, as always, by Tony Cartagena, TC, alongside Tori Lowe and Kai Wallace. Alex Strope with you from the shadow of Lambeau Field, leading up to kickoff. It's a big one. Win and you're in for the Green Bay Packers today against the rival Chicago Bears. Tori, it's funny to look back at week one when these two teams faced off for the first time. It was all Packers. But the way that season went, the highs, many lows in October for the Green Bay Packers. A rocky November, but a very good December for this team as they enter their final game of the regular season here in the first week of January.
And I'll say this young team has developed. Now they're the veterans. They're no longer that young team that started out. Now they have the experience. Now let's see if they can use what they've learned during the season and turn that into a playoff run.
I think they'll be able to, but you got to get a win today against the Chicago Bears. My bad, guys. I grabbed the wrong headset before the segment. So
not the first time. You blame my boy Tyler earlier.
I blame Tyler.
Now you done threw us all off.
Yeah, that's on me. My bad.
What did I'm sorry. I missed.
Where were you?
So I went in the house. And then I got stopped because one of my fraternity brothers saw my car here with my license plate. Shout out to Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the oldest, coldest, and boldest fraternity in the land. And though he is a Bears fan, I did show him some love, and we got to talking and going back and forth. But I got distracted,
That's fine.
What did I miss? Other than a great bump back song.
We're just talking about, we played the This Week in Love montage by our friend TC, so you missed that, of course. And then you also missed the fact that we were discussing the differences between Week 1 when these two teams faced off.
Yeah.
Versus Week 18. They've gone in very, I want to say almost similar directions, right? Like, there's been very low points for both teams, much lower for the Bears, but October was no easy going for the Green Bay Packers when they lost 4 in a row. And here they are the first week of January with the same opportunity they had a year ago. Win Week 18, and you're in the dance. And all you got to do is get in the dance. Don't get me started on what can happen once you get in the dance, because I remember Alex Strofe when he was in 6th grade back in 2010.
Oh, wait a minute. What was Alex Strofe? What was Strofe doing back in 2010?
2010, I was attending Edison Middle School, not far from here at Lambeau Field.
Oh, wow.
I was a diehard Packers fan, as I still am here. What are we at now? 14 years later. And the Packers were the last team in the dance. And how did they get into the dance, fellas? What'd they do?
They run the table. They beat the Bears.
Who'd they do? Yeah, who'd they beat Week 17 to get in?
They beat the Bears the last regular season, yeah.
Yeah, and then they went on the road, Week 1 of the playoffs. Guess what they did? They beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
They sure did.
Guess what they did Week 2 of the playoffs? They went on the road, beat the Atlanta Falcons. Guess what they did in the NFC Championship game? It won't happen this year. But they went to Chicago and beat the Bears.
They sure did.
And then they took a week off. They went to Dallas, Texas. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl 45 as the last team in the dance. The Green Bay Packers have the opportunity today.
Hey, did you just
to be the last team of the dance?
Subconsciously put the Packers in the Super Bowl?
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yes.
Hey, I saw that.
Okay, but okay. You guys are giving me crap. You guys are giving me crap all season long about being too negative and pessimistic. So here's overly optimistic Alex. Packers are going all the way, baby. All they got to do is win today. They're going all the way.
Let me tell you something. If the Packers win today, we got to jump in Lake Michigan.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's true.
The Green Bay playoff plunge is in full effect. KBN, thanks to our boy Ben Brust. And when the Packers were down and out, after I believe they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a fan called in and said, the Packers are going to win this game this weekend against the Chargers, I think it was, and they're going to make the playoffs.
They sure are.
And Ben said, if they make the playoffs and that happens, I'm jumping in Lake Michigan. And guess what?
Guess what he's going to do?
He talked us into it. So if the Packers win today, not only do they go to the playoffs, not only does that cement Jordan Love's legacy and start the legacy of Jordan Love as a Green Bay Packer quarterback and legend, it will also get my boy Torey Lowe, get Ben Brust, and get Brad Nortman jumping into Lake Michigan to celebrate the playoff berth and a new legacy being born.
I'm in.
It was that easy.
Yes.
You telling me I love a good time. I want to celebrate.
I mean,
jumping in.
I'm glad you were easier to convince than me. It's cold out, so
it took Kyle a little bit to wrap his mind around that.
I mean, it's not like we jumping into a hot lake. We jumping into a pretty.
You just run in and then you run back out. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Grab a towel, get warmed up, grab a cup of hot cocoa. I know Torey Lowe's got the hookup here from our friends at Saz's.
Right. If I get sick, make sure you're there to take care of me now, Shuffle.
Are you baby when you're sick? Because I am.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Nothing the little chicken noodle soup wouldn't handle.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, clearly. I look forward to both of y'all being there.
Rum chata might help you, too. Rum chata has the perfect blend of rum, cream, cinnamon, and vanilla flavors. The finest ingredients are carefully selected to create the world's finest liqueur, combining premium Caribbean rum, the highest quality dairy cream sourced from here in Wisconsin, and Mexican spice. Rum chata offers a solution for any occasion, whether you're looking for a smooth shot, a tasty fall drink, or the perfect addition to your coffee. And backed by popular demand, Rum Chata Peppermint Bark is now in stores for a limited time. The deliciousness of Rum Chata with a hint of peppermint, is perfect for a little spike to your hot chocolate or warm beverage. Find Rum Chata at your local grocer or your favorite liquor store. Bottled in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, Rum Chata, have your unusual. Fellas, what does Jordan Love need to do today to solidify the fact that not only is he the guy, which I think he's already solidified, but solidify a spot in the NFL playoffs. What do you need to see out of Jordan Love today?
Yeah, for me, what I need to see out of Jordan Love, I need to see what I've seen this whole entire season, and that's composure, that's being under control. And also, recently, since Week 11, Jason Wilde talked about it, the 16 touchdowns, 1 interception.
That's a crazy stat.
Is taking care of the football and just being a playmaker. I don't want Jordan Love to think about the moment. I just want him to be in the moment, and I want him to be himself. And that's the thing that I love about Jordan Love this whole season. It just seems like there's nothing that has rattled him whatsoever. Whether we're losing or whether we're winning, he still has been consistently himself. And I ask nothing more of Jordan Love but to be himself today and lead the Packers to victory. So I am not concerned whatsoever. I just want J Love to be J Love, because that is when he's at his best, and that is when this team is striving.
Tori?
I need Jordan Love to spread the love. Continue to spread the ball
Love's
around.
got to spread the love.
Spread the ball around, making sure that he's feeding these young, hungry wide receivers and tight ends. And I think that when he does that, when he keeps everybody involved, the Packers have a better outcome.
All right, fellas, call your shot. Who has the biggest receiving game for the Packers today? Will it be Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave? Maybe Bo Melton reappears this week. Who has the biggest game for the Packers receiving-wise today?
No, I think this week you're going to look at Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed still has the biggest week. He almost he would have eclipsed 100 yards last week if it wasn't for the fact that he got injured and was out for the rest of the game. But I think this is the game that you understand where Jaden Reed basically says, I am the guy, I am the man, I am he. And so I look forward to Jaden Reed.
I am he?
He is.
I am him.
I am him. I am he. Listen, I said what I said. I am he.
That doesn't make any sense.
I am him.
I'm just trying to help you. It's him. He is him.
I'm sorry. I tried to use.
I know you're getting older.
I tried to use the young folk lingo.
Yeah,
I was trying to do that.
I would
quite get there.
I would definitely say Romeo Doubs has been the solid third down catcher.
Reliability.
That's the one player that when you need to get that first down, when you need to get to stay in keep the drive going, Romeo Doubs has been that wide receiver. And I haven't seen a real breakout game from Romeo Doubs, but he has been solid. He has been there when you need that 3rd and 6, that 3rd and 9. And like I said, I'm hoping that Romeo Doubs, I'm looking for him to have a 100-yard game. Hopefully that can happen.
I agree with you on that, buddy. I'm going to go Dontavian Wicks bursts back onto the scene. I'm going to say he has 85 yards today. 85 yards and a touchdown for Dontavian Wicks returning from injury this week.
Man,
we all got different picks, which is it really tells you the story of this Packers offense this year.
We got weapons.
Listen, we have weapons, but I really feel like Jordan Love is the guy that makes them all go.
Right.
I really feel like he is the man that has elevated everybody's play. And again, Jason talked about trust. He showed trust in these guys, which gave them confidence. So he is the straw that stirs the drink.
Spread the love around.
I got that one right, though, right?
You got that one right.
Spread
the love. Spread the love. Plan your winter getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. Schedule a relaxing session at the Drift Spa. Enjoy gaming, casual and fine dining, and great live entertainment. To book your winter getaway, visit the website, islandresortandcasino.com. today. Coming up next, we make our one call. That's a prediction for what will happen in today's Week 18 matchup. Win and you're in for the Green Bay Packers. Taking on the rival Chicago Bears. Gruber Love says one call, that's all. We make our one call. Coming up next on Green Bay Game Day on WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and with 620 WTMJ.
Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here. Don't let the chilly weather end your golf season. X-Golf and American Family Field is open all year round. They've got innovative and accurate golf simulators, all overlooking left field at AmFam Field. Enjoy daily lunch specials or have an outing with your friends and take in X-Golf's full bar and food menus. X-Golf AmFam Field is even offering golf lessons by a PGA Pro. Everyone is welcome at X-Golf AmFam. Book your sim today, xgolfamfamfield.com. I'll see you out there.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like A Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Prize Picks, the most fun I've had, winning up to 25x on my money during the football season, and now I get to play during the basketball season as well. You get to select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and you just place an entry. Pretty simple. And now you get to pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports or leagues. So for me, I'm going to go Jordan Love, and then I'll go Giannis and Dalla Dame. If I want to go 3-pointers made, rushing touchdowns, can do it. Prize Picks is that simple to play. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app.
Go to prizepicks.com/WI and use code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/WI, code WI.
Ready to conquer the Midwest's premier winter playground? Then start planning a visit to Granite Peak. With over 200 acres of skiable terrain, Granite Peak has something for everyone, from beginners to seasoned pros, park skiers to mogul fanatics, and everything in between. Soar to new heights on their state-of-the-art chairlifts and warm up in the cozy historic chalet with roaring fireplaces and stunning views. A legendary winter adventure begins at Granite Peak. Don't miss out. Visit skigranitepeak.com to book your winter vacation now, and for more information, Granite Peak. Legendary winters, legendary fun.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, you see, we so up there, and we so out there. Hey, I'm waking up in the morning.
Green Bay Game Day rolls on live from the shadow of Lambeau Field, leading up to kickoff between the Packers and the Bears. Win, and you're in. It's that simple for the Green Bay Packers here in week number 18 between these two teams. Alongside Kyle Wallace and Tori Lowe, I'm Alex Strope. What's going on here, Kyle? What you got going on?
We got my frat brother came up. He wanted to take a picture with us, so we're gonna
do this mid-segment. He's smoking a cigar. I love it, man. Game Day vibes are high.
It is. Even though he's a Bears fan, we're gonna allow this because, like I said, he's frat. But you can keep doing. You can keep going. We got it.
Okay, I guess we can keep going. It's time now to make our one call. Brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. We're one call. That's all. And all we got to do here, fellas, is make a quick prediction when it comes to the Packers game against the Chicago Bears, as Kyle Wallace is having a conversation with a microphone on his face. It's beautiful. Yeah. Now you waving at people?
Listen.
You know everybody?
No, I don't know people.
It's almost like a tailgate today at the Tundra Trio.
Listen, when I see people, I got to say hello. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Okay. And so the one call, that's all. You're going to ask me what my one call, that's all is today.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I'm feeling good. And like I said, I think the Green Bay Packers win today.
What you laughing
But
at?
there is one, because you know I feels good, yeah. That's how I feel. And I feel good about Jair Alexander.
What just happened?
That is the individual that I believe today will step up and make a play for the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
He's playing today. Listen, I said it before. We didn't know he was playing before Carolina. We didn't know we were like a six games in a row. We didn't know if Jair was in. We didn't know if Jair was out. But we knew all week long that Jair is completely in. And then here's the thing. I really believe in Jair's capabilities, and I believe he's a big-time gamer. On game day, he will show up, and today is a big-time game, and that's when big-time players shine, and that's exactly what Jair Alexander is at his best. So my shot is Jair Alexander has an interception today in this game.
Okay, I like it. Now, for those of you rocking with us on the video stream, you can see behind us at Lambeau Field, a young man just walked behind us with a sign. He's a Bears fan, with a sign that said, "If we ain't going, you ain't going."
Oh, wow.
I like that trash talk. I got to give him credit for that. As much as I think his sign is incorrect and the Packers will win today.
I mean, it's hilarious.
I think it's a funny sign, though. If we ain't going, you ain't going. I like that energy. Tori Lowe, your Gruber Law Office has one call.
I say Aaron Jones gets 100 yards today. I think that Aaron Jones is back. He's healthy. He's starting to be productive and confident. And I like a productive, confident Aaron Jones. And from the last couple of weeks, it looks like he's on a roller coaster right now where he's trying to make up for lost time.
So I got to give you credit. You know I like giving you a hard time.
Right.
But you know I love you. So It took you like 18 weeks to figure out how the segment
No,
works.
it took me.
Because typically, so the first couple weeks, you just gave me your game prediction, which I told you not to do.
Well,
and then after that, you just kind
Why
of.
are you bringing up old
Right.
stuff?
I mean,
That's how you want to end. That's how you want to end.
Similarly, the Packers, I'm acknowledging
I was trying
growth.
to pull a Jason Wilde.
I'm acknowledging growth.
I felt like I was going to be Jason Wilde with some of these things.
Yeah.
But, I'll tell you this. When we do this show, the show have definitely gotten better and better as we moved on.
I would agree with that. Yeah. And your one call is the most clear and concise it's been all season. So way to peak at the right time. You want to be playing your best ball in January.
Going into the playoffs.
You want to be playing your best ball in January, and you're doing just that. My group of lovers is one call going to be in a similar path as Kyle Wallace's. I've just got a feeling. Week 1, that's a great jersey, the old XFL He Hate Me jersey.
It is.
He's a Bears fan. I like it. He's fired up, though, to be in Lambeau. So my one call, if you think back to Week 1, Packers beat the Bears, pretty convincing fashion. And it really got kick-started when the Packers scored a touchdown on defense. Quay Walker scored a defensive touchdown in Week 1 against the Bears.
He did.
I think the Green Bay Packers will score a defensive touchdown today, just like they did every single playoff game during their 2010 playoff run. I don't think they scored one against Philly, but they had one against Atlanta, Chicago, and in the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh.
Collins.
I think they'll have a defensive touchdown today, which will send them to the playoffs.
I like that. I like it. I mean, I really do. I feel good about this game. I feel good about this team. And so I want to have all positive vibes. Tori talks about the frequency. That's where the frequency needs to be. These fans are ready. You're ready, Strofe. Tori's ready. Everybody's ready
and I'm
for
happy,
this big-time matchup.
Hold on. I'm happy, Strofe, that you're not – usually when we talk about Green Bay Packers, you're a little bit on the negative side most of the time.
Dude, that's
this
not
season,
true.
This season,
you have been
this
very
season,
negative this year.
Yeah, this season
you picked them to lose last week.
Yeah, you were definitely on a hard you were hard edge against the Packers a few times.
Okay, look.
But now you see the light.
Hold on, relax. I do. I have my Ben Brust bright glasses on right now.
Have you tried those on before, Tori?
You want to try them on? Here you go.
Yeah, let me see.
It brightens up the day.
It brightens the whole world. I didn't even realize the sun wasn't out. I thought.
Oh wow!
I see. Yeah,
that's why I'm being optimistic all of a sudden.
I can understand that.
I'm being very optimistic
because optimism coming.
Everything's bright and wonderful here at Lambeau Field. So it's been a weird year, man. Like, you guys like to give me a hard time for being a pessimist, but it's been a weird year. There's a team that's been very hard to read.
Right.
You think back to the October stretch where they lost to the Broncos and the Raiders and the Lions. Well, the Lions are a good team, but they lost to them in that stretch. It was a really tough stretch.
It was, Stroke.
And it's hard for me to get out of that funk and fully believe in this team led by a first-year starting quarterback. But here we are. Hold on a minute.
But like George Michaels, you got to have faith.
Sing it.
You gotta have faith, the faith, the faith, the. Gotta have faith, the faith, the faith.
I don't know that song, but I'm gonna dance.
Baby,
go ahead.
Baby, I was singing karaoke last night. I thought of you.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got faith. I believe the Green Bay Packers will win today, and they will make the playoffs.
That's good.
I've got faith.
That's good. I mean, you should be optimistic about this. And again, with a season like this, that's so many unknowns. We came in this year not knowing what to expect. You had a quarterback that you did not know about. We all were hot on Goody because Goody gave Jordan Love, an inexperienced quarterback, nothing but inexperience at wide receiver. And so you just have to embrace the unpredictability of this year, and you have to embrace the journey of this year. Strofe, you cannot tell me this has not been one of the – this season was more fun and enjoyable. The team is 8-8 just like they were last year going into this game. This has been a more fun 8-8 for you to watch and roller coaster for you to be on than what last year was.
It was more fun. Yes, I would fully agree with that.
And this is only the start of something special.
Yeah, look, I mean, we talked about it in hour one of the show, Kyle, but I fully believe that this plan came together better and faster than General Manager Brian Gutekunst and head coach Matt LaFleur expected.
Oh, yeah, nobody
It just
did.
did.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is elevated to a really good level, like top 12, top 10 quarterback type of play the last several weeks, right? You have that. Check. You look at the wide receiver room. We just talked about it. They don't have a true number one guy. They've got 3, 4, 5 guys that can pop off for 100 yards or
and
near
somebody
that.
on the practice squad that can get 100
Bo
yards.
Melton just did it.
Right.
Right.
Bo Melton just did it last week against the Minnesota Vikings. Now you've got Dontavian Wicks back. Jaden Reed is playing today. You've got Luke Musgrave, the early pick tight end back. You've got options offensively, and it is coming together sooner than anticipated.
It's 3 o'clock, baby. It's 3 o'clock. That means we in the hour. We in the hour. The 3 o'clock hour is when we kick off, and so I'm excited now. Now it's just tick, 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 tick until kickoff, baby.
25 minutes away from kickoff.
Hey, I'm excited.
As we just mentioned, it has been a season of ups and downs for the green and gold. That can be expected with a young roster and a first-year starting quarterback. But something that shouldn't be inconsistent is your pregame tailgating game plan. Get some craft beverages from some of the best breweries in Wisconsin, like Three Sheeps Brewing in Sheboygan and Central Waters Brewing in Amherst and Milwaukee. Our guests here at the Tundra Trio have been enjoying these products all season long. Pick up some Three Sheeps and Central Waters wherever you get craft beverages. Fellas, we got one segment left. It could be the last segment of the season. It could just be the last segment
crossed.
for a week. We'll find out as we give our game picks, our final thoughts and evaluation ahead of Packers-Bears. Win and you're in for Green Bay as we wrap up Green Bay Game Day coming up next on WTMJ in ESPN Wisconsin.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. You know, I've played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back at the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Adulting in the fall means responsible spiking. For pumpkin spice or whatever your preferred fall drink concoction is, spike it with rum chata. It's a solution for any occasion. Rum chata is the world's finest liqueur featuring premium Caribbean rum combined with vanilla, cinnamon, and the highest quality dairy cream sourced from Wisconsin. Enjoy a smooth shot or a tantalizing spiked beverage with Rum Chata Original. And, backed by popular demand for a limited time, Rum Chata Peppermint Bark. Rum Chata, the superior way to spike and sip responsibly this fall.
The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you. We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We're also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
This ain't a diss song, but you know what it is.
Wrapping up Green Bay Game Day, the final game of the regular season here at Lambeau Field as the 8-8 Green Bay Packers face a win and you're in scenario for the second year in a row, this time against the rival Chicago Bears. Alongside Kyle Wallace and Tori Lowe, I'm Alex Strofe, and since he so generously donated his glasses to me,
like lighten up your
Yeah,
world.
it's much
and
brighter
they're
out here.
yellow too. Their yellow glasses fits the green and gold perfectly.
It sure does.
He's not donating his time to us. It's Ben Brust.
When it's cloudy too, it's like sunshine
It feels
through
like
your
it's
eyes.
sunny. It's
I know.
crazy.
I know. People were making fun of how I looked here, and I was like, you can make fun of how I look.
So
but the feel is what matters.
I gave
right, Tori Lowe, the
he
frequency.
got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Hey.
Can you sing it?
I got sunshine.
Ooh.
That's all we got.
That was bad. I was just talking to your former co-host, Greg Scalzo, as I walked out with these on. And he looked at me and he goes, "You look effing ridiculous."
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. I mean, he told me to about 5 times. He said he was going to permanently tell me that I couldn't wear those at the Green Bay Game Day pregame show tailgate, and I was like, "You can't tell me what to wear."
Yeah, that's
That's a
not
heavy.
allowed.
That's a heavy hand. That's a Putin leadership there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Wow.
This is
Stalin.
dictatorship around here.
Napoleon.
Wow. Yeah, don't listen to Greg Scalzo. Anyway, it is time now to give our final thoughts and game picks. At a Packers and Bears, the Packers are 3-point favorites. The over-under is 45.5 according to ESPN Bet. We start with Tori Lowe.
Powerful.
Powerful. You're feeling optimistic as always. What's the optimistic spin on this, Tori Lowe?
I'll tell you this. Nope. If you would have said to a lot of people
600-0
that if you'd have said to a lot of people that the Packers would be able to make the playoffs this year, they'd have laughed at you.
I laughed at you before the season.
And I said the Packers would win 10 games. And I can still get it if they win this game in the playoff.
I know.
I'm
That's not how
matching
it
in.
typically works,
It's
but
not-
I'll give it to
We're going
Tori
to bid
Lowe.
it up. But I'll say
we
today,
just got Bears fans yelling
Packers
at us, but I do.
get 27 points, Bears get 16.
27-16. You got the Packers in the playoffs.
Yes.
Well, who are they playing next week? Dallas?
Dallas or Detroit?
I want Dallas for the storyline.
I do too.
I think that'd be really
I think
fun.
it'd be a Monday night game, though, which I don't love, but that's neither here nor there. Who's your game MVP?
My game MVP is Jordan Love. Today, Jordan Love spreads the love, gets the ball moving around, get it circulating. I think that he can make sure that this team on offense put up enough points to beat the Bears today.
Jacksonville Jaguars have been eliminated from playoff contention.
Oh, it's over.
With a 28-20 win by the Tennessee Titans.
Well, congratulations to Mike Tomlin.
The Atlanta
Pittsburgh
Falcons
Steelers
have also been eliminated from playoff contention. The New Orleans Saints kill them. 48-17 the final in that one in the NFC South. Saints looking to still get in. Game of the century. Jets win big, 17-3 over the Patriots. Bengals kill the Browns, 31-14 in their backups. The Buccaneers still alive. They beat the Panthers 9-0.
So with that Buccaneers win, I'm pretty sure the Packers have to win. They can only get in with a win. They needed a lot of help with the loss, but we've known the story for all week. It's winning you're in.
It's winning
you don't
in.
want to rely on any of the nonsense
Correct.
outside of that anyway.
Correct.
I haven't paid attention to any of the other scenarios.
The other game coming down to the wire, but Lions have a big win. Actually, it's going to go final here in a moment in the fourth quarter. Lions going to beat the Vikings a final of 30-20. So the Vikings have now permanently been eliminated from the playoffs with that loss. So there you go. Game pick, Kyle Wallace.
Now, you know where I'm going. I've talked about it all day. This is a
You
huge
have.
game. This is a playoff-type game for the Green Bay Packers because it is winning you're in. The atmosphere is going to be a playoff-like atmosphere for the Green Bay Packers. But I said it, and I believe it. This is an opportunity for Jordan Love to cement his legacy and start the journey. I shouldn't say submit, but start the legacy of what he will be. The Love legacy in Green Bay can begin today. And I'm a big believer in Jordan Love. I'm a big believer in this team. And I also believe that, as Tori said, this defense is going to do enough for the Packers to win. So I have the Packers 27-17, getting off to a fast start like they did last week to put their foot on the neck of the Chicago Bears and not let up and get up early and send them packing as we get ready to go on the road and go wherever we go and gain great experience in the playoffs. And then me and Ben Brust and Tori Lowe are hopefully jumping in Lake Michigan sometime next week or the week after.
That was a very dramatic rendition of putting your foot on the throat of the Chicago Bears.
You got to. You got to put it on their neck.
Very dramatic. I got to be honest, boys. I'm nervous about this.
Yeah, if I may.
You may.
So I think you are an embodiment of everyone that I've seen outside the parking lots here, right? There's a weird sort of nervous energy, right? Week one, obviously Jordan Love put a good start to his Bears beating tenure, but when you've won 9 straight with Matt LaFleur, 17 of the last 19, you know Aaron Rodgers was that quarterback, and he was able to say, I own you, I still own you. Now, as much as we all standing here believe in Jordan Love, I think there's like we know he's good. We know he's our guy, but we still don't know if he's the Bears beater that we've had the last 20, 30 years, right? So, this is his chance to, get that nervous energy moving forward, right? Because if they lose this game, it's going to be like I can't even stand my brother Jonathan. He's insufferable. David Kaplan from ESPN 1000, our sister station.
Jim
He's
Rutledge.
at our tailgate. Jim Rutledge on 100.5. They are all insufferable, and the game has not even happened yet. So knowing that if the Bears keep the Packers from going to the playoffs, the offseason, even though the season is a success with Jordan Love and everything, it will be miserable. So for all of our sakes,
please,
for our personal lives, for our emotions, for our mental health, Jordan Love, be the guy that's got us here, right? I think I heard Rob Domofsky say it's true. It's been Love and Barry, right? Joe Barry when things go sour and late in games, but it's Jordan Love when he's elevated this team. So one thing, I don't know if you mentioned, special teams, right? Are they going to cost this game? Most penalized unit? I would just hate for that to be the reason why. So I'm putting all my chips in Jordan Love. I have since the Chiefs game where we have raised $35,000 to guarding against cancer. I'd be a fool if I ruined the frequency that Torrey Lowe created, the Jordan Love cheesehead frequency.
Right.
We have to bring all the vibes to that. So when it comes to this game, Jordan Love is the reason why they're going to win because it is the reason why they are in a position to even play for a playoff game. So Packers win. I think it's going to be ugly, like 20-17, 19-16, divisional game. This is a tough, it's a coin flip, but the energy, which isn't a real thing unless you believe in it like us, is going to propel this team at Lambeau Field and bury the Bears, and I don't want to hear anything from anybody the next 8 months until we play them again.
That's really well said by Ben Brust. All three of you picking the Packers. Now, we have done this show all season long. The three of us, Kyle Wallace, Torrey Lowe, Alex Stroh. All season long, you two have gotten on me for being a pessimist.
Have they picked the Packers every single week?
Yes, they have.
I have not.
Outside of the Chiefs game. Outside of the Chiefs game.
And I picked the Packers not to cover.
I believe
against the
they are
Rams.
16-1 in both of their eyes. 16-1. You guys have called me a Debbie Downer. You guys said I'm too hard on Jordan Love. I'm too hard on Matt LaFleur. I'm too hard on Joe Barry. I walked into the Tundra Trio today thinking, oh boy, I'm not feeling very good about this one. And then about a half an hour ago, our good friend Ben Brust handed me these glasses as it was starting to get cloudy outside.
Again.
And I pop these puppies on, and it looks like it's 80 degrees in July. And I think back to when it was 80 degrees in July. And we started the chit-chat about, is Jordan Love the guy? Is he any good? Is he going to flail out? Is he going to be the quarterback of the future? Here we are in snowy January. We have the answer to that question.
He's
Jordan
the guy.
Love, he's that dude. They did it again, the Green Bay Packers did.
Sure did.
And just like doing it again with an all-time great quarterback, which I'm not putting Jordan Love on that pedestal yet, but could he be? Maybe. But just like doing it again with hitting the quarterback lottery, I think the ownership resumes. I think Jordan Love continues the ownership of the Chicago Bears. I have changed my tune. I thought it was going to be sloppy. But, man, these glasses are making me feel something.
You're punch drunk. You're Packer drunk.
Give me the Packers 42-17.
Hey! Wow.
I think it's a complete blowout.
That's reminiscent of when they were up 42-0 at half right here.
Oh, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, 42-0. They're going to pull Jordan Love for the second half.
Oh, God, that would be amazing.
Sean Clifford got engaged yesterday.
Yeah.
He's celebrating.
Take the final knee?
He's celebrating with the final knee today. Yeah. I'm taking the Packers big. No, in all seriousness, I think you're right, Benny. I think it's going to be like a sloppy, weird, kind of low-scoring game, but the Packers are going to prevail.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Bears have been playing better defense. We can talk about how the opponents haven't been that great, but when you consistently put up performances and you trade for assets to make your team better, they have a defensive-minded head coach, that is going to be how they slow down the Packers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, Justin Fields, and Kyle, you hit on this on Sunday Karma. I just remember watching him all these games, whether it was last year, against the Packers, not against the Packers. If he's in a position where he needs to throw the ball late and he's only reliant upon throwing, that's when you think the Packers are in your best spot, right? So if you get up and make Justin Fields be he's never going to be just one-dimensional passer, but if you can make him more of a one-dimensional player and not let him go through the middle when you lose contain, that's how you're going to get this done. So I have the faith. I believe in Jordan Love, and so I think all of us our hearts are racing a little bit because it's more than just these 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Listen, it's almost time. It is almost time, and that's what I've been waiting for this since the Green Bay Packers boat raced the Minnesota Vikings. I was waiting for this moment, waiting for this day. Today is the day we find out what Love is made of and what this team is made of, and if this is going to be a franchise that's going to be winning a lot of games here over the next couple of years. It starts today.
Well, in Strophy, we talked about this. What's the last big victory at Lambeau Field for this team?
The last big victory?
So I'm saying that
Kansas City was a big one.
But I'm talking about like signature, right? When you go back and look at it, they lost at home
against Seattle.
They lost at home last year to make the playoffs. They lost at home as the number 1 seed to San Francisco. They lost against the Buccaneers against Tom Brady. 2019, they lost at San Francisco, so the wild card game against Seattle in 2019. I'm not going to count 2020 against Jared Goff in the wild card. You know, so like when I'm thinking about this game, I'm thinking about like this is a big 3 hours and 30 minutes.
First time in 5 years.
Because you can have a signature victory with a young quarterback starting his legacy on the upward trajectory. And then like beyond the 3 hours and 30 minutes, it's what we don't have to deal with these idiots from the South.
So yes, number one is I would not be able to stand Jim Rutledge, who I work very closely with. Who is, you guys talked to him this week on KBN. Like, he's insufferable when it comes to the Bears. I can't handle that, number one. Let's kidnap him. I'm in. But also, thinking back to last year as the fireworks go off behind us at Lambeau Field under 10 minutes to kickoff, I just can't go through what I went through last year again with that loss to Detroit. I ended up laying on the floor. I accidentally spilled a beer in my Lay's potato chips because I was eating French onion dip, and it was the most depressing day of my life.
But see, the difference is this. That was the end of the era, and this is the start of a new era.
Okay.
And that's why we should be optimistic about it. Is a
when we win and jump in Lake Michigan, it's like Jordan Love being baptized.
Hey, can I come with you?
Exactly what it is.
You are more than welcome. I can't force anyone to do anything, but I'd love to have you.
I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I'm just saying I'm not the decision. You have to make that decision.
Oh, I'm making the decision.
Yeah,
if I'm invited, I'll be there.
Well, no. We'll tell you what day is happening. If you show up, you show up.
I'm wearing my Jordan Love jersey,
Thank
though, right?
you, Kyle.
I'm wearing my Jordan Love jersey. Is that okay?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I said I was going naked, but they didn't let me do it.
I don't think you can do that. Speedo? Speedo would be okay.
All right, it's on.
Fraud.
Hey, look, I'm excited. Look, the frequency is high. Look, I'm going to tell you right now.
Frequency.
I'm going to tell you right now. This is at the point where whoever wants it the most is going to win this game today.
And I think the Green Bay Packers are the team that actually has something to play for. You can only play with pride for so long. The Packers have something on the line, and they are going to show it and display it today in less than 10 minutes. I cannot wait for kickoff, baby.
It is the Super Bowl for the Chicago Bears. It's just a playoff game for the Green Bay Packers. We got a fired up fan base behind us here at the top of the tree on Green Bay.
Fight the Bears fans.
Yeah, fight the Bears fans. Oh my God, he's on all fours. He's on all fours.
Look how scared the Bears fan got. Just like what's going to happen here. He's like, what's going to happen here?
I love it. The frequency is high, according to Tory Lowe.
Last year, there was weird vibes because the 325 game mattered for whatever happened to Detroit and Green Bay. This entire week, they've had one mission. It did, like even with what we talked about, the other teams in the NFC, they have not had to think about anything other than this game. No other scenarios. You win, you're in all week. Time to get it done. Love on 3.
Hey.
Love on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Love! Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears. Packers favored by 3, over-unders 45.5. Win, and you're in for the Green Bay Packers. Immediately following the final whistle, make sure you join Steve the Homer True, Gabe Neitzel, Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, and Jason Wilde breaking down hopefully a win and a berth to the NFL playoffs, because I can't handle a loss, guys.
I really wanted to see that bald Bears fan get his butt kicked.
Yeah, I did too, but it's too bad. It's
Trophy.
Right. We're nice around here in Green Bay. What's up, Kyle?
It was a great year, but I hope we have one more.
I hope we have one more. I hope we have 4 more.
Hope's not a strategy.
Hope ain't a strategy. I believe we'll have more.
I believe that we will win. That'll do it for us today. This has been Green Bay Game Day on 620 WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin. We'll hopefully talk to you next week.
All right, fellas.
Are you driving up to Green Bay right now wishing there was a more convenient and fun way to get there? The trip should be a part of the party. Start your tailgate every game day on the bus. Milwaukee Brathaus, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course offer transportation on game days to and from Green Bay on each home football game.
All you can drink on the bus, plus a private restroom. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way.
Visit MilwaukeeBratHouse.com to book your trip today.